Yo, yo, yo. We're just chopping it up a little bit. Been a really, really good week. So I just grabbed a drink. We're going to chop it up for a little bit. I think Shawn's going to come on. We're just going to chit chat. Hi, y'all. What's going on? Breely, how you doing? Hope I said that right. Breely21, what's good? What up, Shawn? Yeah, it has been. It's Wednesday. I think, right? It's a Wednesday already. Am I enjoying the live? Yeah, I'm getting comfortable. Getting a little more comfortable with it. It's actually, believe it or not, it's actually in preparation for, going live through my company. So, I'm going to start doing more educational cybersecurity stuff, but live. So just kind of been practicing with the light, practicing with different cameras and stuff. So it's going to be good. Am I dating anyone? No, I'm not. Shawn, where you at? Yeah, it is starting to get more comfortable. You don't have to wait for the reunion for me. I'm allowed to talk. I don't really have nothing to hide. Try Carrie again. Yeah, I honestly feel that everything that probably would have happened with my castmates would have happened already. If it was going to happen. Ain't that right, Shawn?
What do you say? Everything that would have happened with your castmates would have already happened? Is that what you said? Just that?
Yeah. I don't think anyone's, I think we went through the journey, we went through the experience. Nothing's impossible, though.
Nothing's impossible. I'm curious how we will congregate, say, midway through the next cast iteration. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And quite frankly, we could probably keep this momentum of being collegial and hanging out and all that stuff, but will we break into our little subgroups? How will we be? Like right now, it's like it's high school class reunion all the time, but say after the next season is a wrap and we start to fade back into our regular 24/7 way of doing things, what's that going to be like, say, 6 months from now?
Yeah.
Summertime. So summertime is a big test, right? Everyone does their own thing in summertime, still using a high school metaphor. All right, so we graduate and now we go do our summer trips and stuff. What's that going to be like?
I know what you're talking about. You thinking people pay
we gotta see some splintering somewhere. You know what I mean?
So you say we're gonna split up more, or you're gonna get closer as we go on these trips?
I think both things could be true.
Uh-huh.
Is that you? Is this Cuzzo?
Yeah. What's going on?
Is that your cuz?
Yes, indeed. What's going on, Cuzzo?
Well,
I was getting
you drawing people on this chat on a Wednesday night.
Bro, we down to the wire, man. We're down to the wire. We got one more free day tomorrow. I think I'm going to a happy hour tomorrow, though, so I won't be able to do much. Yeah, tell if Dion's on, tell him to come on. Tell him to jump on the live. Have everyone say happy birthday. And then we got Friday. And then Friday's gonna be
because of the reunion?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't even clean it up. Like,
Yeah. It's almost like the last, it's almost like the last day of, I don't want to say freedom, but
But on another tip too, though, Ty, I think because it's a two-part. After next week, it sort of is freedom though too, because we hand the baton off to another cat.
We do.
We just can't talk about what we know about that, but we hand the baton off to another cast, and now they'll get all the fresh scrutiny. And so what we could do, we could
sit back.
You sit back and be that emeritus class, and
do
like every now and then talk about the experience and watch from that other experience standpoint. But we're gonna lose some freedom for the next. We're gonna gain scrutiny the next week and a half, but we're gonna gain freedom as soon as people push play or watch it live or whatever they do next week's episode. So we'll be free by Black History Month. How about that?
There was a question: if there was a Paradise show for the old cast from all of the Ready to Love shows, would you go? I would. Why not?
I was curious about this. Like, I had one of my exit interviews with Crystal Jordan, and she said like there should be a Ready to Love all-star cast.
Yeah, who says we would even make it?
Yeah, I don't even know if I make it.
Right.
But we eligible.
Yeah.
So that's one. If you found love on the first show, the first time you're on, you shouldn't be able to get on the all-star cast. But the thing about an all-star cast is this. So would we do it again? I just saw that. Who said that?
Probably would.
Probably would if it's an all-star cast and some fresh people and a destination, like get us in a mansion, get us at a resort, We had Six Flags. We could have done our shit at Six Flags. Would you do an all-star cast? The only thing about all-star cast, so another thing too, is like that introduces long distance, right?
Yeah.
Because you pulling from Atlanta, you pulling from Houston, you pulling from DC.
Would that even work?
Would that even work? Unless it's like they give you something at the end of the show. They give you a 7-day trip, like a game show,
with that person. But then you'd be fighting for the trip. Like, I feel like it should be, and I'm biased, but I feel like it should be genuine.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I don't know. Maybe they could find a way to make it genuine.
Or they give you like, say, 100,000 airline miles.
Because then I'll be competing for the. You could fake it for the miles. I'll fake it for miles.
You can, but shit, people faking it. People faking it for nothing.
They need to find a way to prevent the fake. How would you do that?
Andy. Well, how do you do that? I mean, what are we talking about? We are talking about.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get a quick pause. I'm gonna get my cousin in here. Say happy birthday.
Put a pin in that. We'll
bring it back. We don't always have to talk about that. What's up, little cuzzo?
What's up, man?
Happy birthday. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good,
Yeah.
What up, bro?
Good.
What's
up, bro?
Don't say nothing you might regret later, but I just wanted to say happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Dion
used
to be a little dude.
I was watching y'all live and homie Shawn talking about you can drink, right? Shawn.
No.
No, we got this running joke to where you know, I was a bartender for one of the family parties.
Oh.
And I had crashed early, and they won't never let me go for it.
Hey, cuz I didn't say he could drink well. I just
Okay. Yeah. All right. See. Yeah. Okay. Here we. Yeah, I got you now.
he can't drink though.
Yeah,
He can put him away. He ain't ever
Cuz is in debt.
nowhere.
Cuz owe right now. He's in debt right now. He owe.
Those a bunch of shots.
I had to ask him where the scrimp was at. Scrimp. Where your scrimp at?
Hey, then one of my making homegirls
For sure.
sneak in on this chat. Lori, shout me back if
Yeah, everybody send Dion some love. It's his birthday today.
So how old you turn, brother?
35.
Oh, boy.
35.
That's a magical age. You can run
35.
for president.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
You know, car.
Yeah.
You know, your credit should be good, but even if it ain't, you can get it right.
It's all right.
Turn 40.
It's all right.
35 is
It's
good.
all right.
You still
For
young
sure.
enough. You still young enough to where you're old in a young man's profession, like professional sports.
Yeah.
You can still play it. You know,
Yeah.
35. That's a good
I
age.
can still play, but it takes me about 2-3 weeks to recover.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
D, I'm gonna hit you up, man. I'm gonna hit you up after.
All right, cool, cuz.
All right, love
Appreciate
you, man.
it. Love you too.
Congratulations. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
How do we get
Hey,
off?
for a Capricorn.
So there was a question about the will we do it again? Yes. I think we both answered yes, right?
We did, but we were also like saying we would do an all-stars, like if we cross-pollinate people who didn't find
Yeah.
love
And we were trying to figure out a way to make it genuine. What would we change?
because that also immediately brings into play long-distance relationship, you know. So
Yeah. Yeah, I always make this joke that we would have brought your ass on because I would have stayed.
I wouldn't have had y'all suckers on either. You would have been ready to love Shawn. I'm like, wait a minute, why we need these other suckers on here? I can carry this. Just make it the black belt.
Right.
I don't see why that ain't been stolen yet. Just make it a black belt. I
What
guess
else
you
we got? So I don't think that the first day elimination thing. I'm not a fan. I wasn't a fan.
quite frankly, you know, this is what I get for my ignorance. I didn't know the show worked that way. Like people say, "Hey, how you doing?" And now you got to eliminate somebody from jump.
Yeah.
You know,
How you doing, Howard Shanti? I see you.
my thing is like, if you're gonna do something like that, then you at least gotta have like an event. So not to pub up the stuff that I do, but why not have speed dating mixer thing so people actually meet each other legitimately? We see that on camera, and then you can get a feel for like, all right, I don't know who I do want here, but I know who I don't want. So if you're gonna eliminate somebody first day, at least have people do stuff to get to talk to each other and know each other.
Yeah.
We shouldn't incentivize love, but there should be a spinoff of those who got the short end of the stick, like Tyler.
You mean like
Tyler?
like a consolation show, like a second place?
Like a loser's bracket of Radio Love. No, the all-star cast would be on a resort together and we'll get to mix and mingle with everyone like they do on Bachelor of Paradise. That's right. Or we get a cruise, except the cruise is nothing but a big COVID ship. I ain't gonna do no cruise. But yeah, that sounds, I like it, Breezy to Breezy 2.0. Right, your day one hello may not be the same day 5 hello.
Just all of it together, in my opinion. Like if it's about love and it's not about dating, then there's a lot of emotions that go into that. Do you know what I mean? And it's hard to turn off, that switch.
Well, let me ask you something then, Ty.
Yeah.
Were you, this is asking a lot, were you one of, how did it vote go when it was, because our girl Libba was, and we just name checked Libba, I don't think she's on here though. Our girl Libba was eliminated the first episode, were you one of the fellas like, all right, I guess if anyone has to go, it's Libba. And like, why? How did that break down? You don't have to tell us how folks voted.
So if I recall, I really didn't want to say no names at all. Right?
Yeah.
And I think it's on camera. I was like, if I gotta say anyone, you know, I guess I'm gonna all agree with, right? Because I didn't want to say any names at all. I was like, all the women are equally cool, you know.
It's like, shit, we just got here, right?
I know, and Libba was one of the first people I talked to. So, you know, if there was anyone I talked to the most on day one, it was Libba. We had a really long combo.
Like, is Camille really in love with Cornelius within that short period of time? I mean, really. Why not BK Andy? I'm not gonna get too much in the weeds of that, but I always thought that, especially with you all now learning that it was such a short, compressed period of time that they shot all these episodes. I think it's tough to just say, yes, that's my one and only right there. But you know, some people fall in love and fall in love hard, and it works for them. And also on the other side, they say fools rush in.
Yeah, some people figure it out early, you know.
Yeah. I haven't. I'll gladly share them when I'm contractually unobligated.
And it worked. It worked, you know.
Yeah, I always thought at least eliminate the second show, not the first. Yeah, like there should be an introduction, like a preamble to the whole thing, and not the thing where y'all sit down and talk to Tommy and his wife. Like y'all, it should be everyone get to know each other. All right, let's mix and mingle and get a feel for each other, and then you start having your eliminations the second episode. Besides, they trying to stretch content anyway. They want to get 13 episodes. They try to get 13 episodes, but Suckers just kept self-eliminating.
How about 0 eliminations?
Right.
And then everyone's got and then no one says who their top person is at all until the last week.
And you know what's even more interesting?
But you got to say it in front of everyone.
You got to say who your top picks are in front of everyone the first day?
It's a group, a room full of 20 people, and you just got to say it.
You're messing up, Ty. We're going to write this letter. I'm going to write a letter to the producers. I already got some stuff down. But, yeah, we on it. So, no elimination of the first day, right? But you do have to say who your top 3 you're interested in public, and the men hear it and the women hear it, right? So they still get that initial friction, but it is by lottery who dates whom the first date.
Oh, you trying to make it?
No, like all this other favoritism shit, or I choose you shit, and stay away from. Nah, fuck that. Stick some names in some hats. Like, you know, it could even set it up to where, and we know your history with Courtney, used to date her sister, but that'd be like fun just to get a refresher on you two guys, knowing you all, because you all know each other, y'all going to date each other. You know what I mean?
You know what, man? We actually
interesting already.
We had a really good date. We did. I think we would have learned a lot about the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And your top 3 can change every week. I like that. Inani C. Inani. Help me pronounce that. Inani C. Because you got a cute profile picture. I just want to figure that out. But yeah, so we all see this is interesting, right? You can speed dating events after you do your actual mixer. And then, you know, people just say, yeah, right now I'm feeling blah, 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 blah. And then they could get their camera cutaways and people can have stink eyes and natural rivalries. But you ain't going to just date who you want to date from jump or proclaim shit. You're going to start dating up his hat, and then you have to be mixing it up with everybody.
So you're saying you tell who your top 3 are.
Yep.
And then they're like, all right, thank you for telling me who your top 3 are. You can't date them till week 5.
You can't, yeah, you prohibit it. A 90. I know you, Shawn, from DC and NABJ. Hey! A 90. Wow! NABJ. See, she can attest that I did work other work. NABJ. That's right. Was that in just write me back. That was in Orlando, right? At the Gaylord. This is the 3rd season, I think, where folk already hooked up or had some kind of history. No comments.
Yeah, I can't confirm.
Nor
I don't know. I don't know enough to confirm it, but I mean,
I will say this, Ty.
if you're DC and you're pretty popular, you're doing well for yourself, chances are you may have seen some of these folks already.
Now, DC is a small place, but I ain't seen none of y'all before, at least not in a social setting. So on that part, that's on me. I ain't seen nobody else. Yeah, girl, good to see you again. How are you? But I have.
Y'all need a moment.
Some other people did know some people. There are some clusters of folks who may have known some other folk, and so maybe they could have tilled that hopper a little bit more when it came to the situation. But I don't think that totally affected. Actually, I'm going to shut up.
Yeah. What do you think about some of these complaints? Because there was actually one about you. It wasn't necessarily a complaint.
Well, it could have been.
But I think someone
do nothing. I didn't have a chance to pitch.
Someone had posted a picture of you. Well, I don't think it's you, but posted a picture of you on the show saying, "Yep," pretty much saying another actor, as if having some acting chops makes us fake. It makes the show fake.
But that's the thing, Ty. And I said it on the first of all on the show. I said I was an actor. I said I was a creative. Like, you know, the whole thing with me was that the show made sure to set up another cast member's jokes about me calling myself a creative. When if you're a cast, this is no Joan or anything, but if you are an art teacher and you have three degrees and you're coming from LA at USC, you know what a creative is. Not that, but what I did to everyone. So I made no bones about me being an actor and a writer and all that stuff. And quite frankly, like I said on a post on my own page, while I'm used to being on the camera, there were a lot of people who were not used to being on the camera. And I couldn't tell, but it's different for you though, because what I'm about to say now is actually a dig, and I'm not digging at you. There's people who were very interested and eager to please the folks behind camera. So I couldn't tell who was acting or not. So the process, it took me a long time, it took me a while to see who is genuine, who is actually giving a shit about me, or are they just trying to get some camera time with the new guy who came in with Splash. So, you know, and yeah, actors do need love too, because I'd rather be an actor who says he's an actor on the thing instead of people finding out that I was an actor, and that makes you suspicious of the whole process when I'm saying I'm something else, you know. So
yeah, I really didn't see a lot of fakeness on set. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think I don't actually see how, you know, you could have possibly followed a script. You know what I mean? Like, people saying that it's all fake.
Yeah, there's no script.
You know what I mean?
You know,
like,
will drop bugs in your ear to get you to mention some things.
Yeah, I was there. I didn't see a lot of fakeness. I mean, there's obviously ways to like move towards a certain subject and whatnot, but that was it.
Not being
Corey,
not having that. He's like,
Corey, what's up, man? You want to come up?
Corey, you can get on now. You've been on
Come on, man.
for a long ass time.
Corey, you know you're a fan favorite.
If I see another punk ass video of you and you don't talk about somebody from my friends, come on, Bellin, get in here.
Yeah, for sure.
These ladies love to talk. Yo, yeah, you know we're talking dead to you.
Yo, honestly though, I need to get some of Corey's video editing skills, and also like I think I want Corey to freaking be my damn fitness instructor. I need a
you see Corey?
coach.
He did his 10-day challenge.
Something.
Thing. Except, you know.
What's up, Court? I see you.
Hey, we see you, Courtney.
Trouble.
There's beautiful women on this bad boy.
De'Ara, how you doing?
There's some beautiful. Now here's the thing, y'all.
Here we go.
This was really frustrating. Some of y'all got seemingly beautiful profile pictures, but you got your full body on there, and you can't see the full body because I don't know how to blow that shit up. Like you can't. See. It's like, damn, I think that's a bikini. I can't see it. So just go ahead and give us a beautiful face shot, and then we'll just stalk your page and look at your body.
Corey, are you laying in the bed again, man?
Corey is not in the bed.
I'm in the bed.
Yeah, Corey does this, man.
Haitian Beauty Melanin 1990.
See, I'm in bed. I get in bed at 8 o'clock, B.
Yeah, we heard. But yet, I think you still had an hour-long conversation, though, from the bed.
I didn't mean to.
And then the very next day, you post some half-naked pics. I'm not saying that's suspicious or nothing.
It's suspicious. Jessica Young, I take this as Jessica Young's next. Get up, Corey. She says, get up.
I had a long day. I got to be in the gym at 5 in the morning, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just laying in bed. What's going on with you fellas?
No, we just kind of chopping it up.
You know, it's hump day and we got
the new year. I'm having a drink finally. My first drink of the year. No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
How can you say that with a straight face?
If y'all don't have no comment, I got a question for you guys. If y'all have no comment, just say you have no comment.
Oh shit! Yeah.
What happened last Friday?
Say that again.
What happened last Friday night?
I was in Boston.
That's an offline comment.
Yeah, I was in Boston.
That's why I said, Shawn, if there's no comment, there's no comment.
There's no comment.
Gotcha.
Now you're going to have people Googling last Friday. Trying to figure out what's going on.
Something, but
good job, Corey.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, thanks, Corey. Thanks from talking from the damn Mr. Shadow interview boy that you want. That's that shit stirring right there. Oh, we got some illumination. What is that? A screensaver? What the hell is that?
No, that's I was laying in bed watching Jabba the Hutt.
Corey, what you got working on these days?
Next weekend be filming a TV show.
Okay.
You want to talk about that?
Sure, why not? Filming a dating reality show called the First Date King.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be filming the first episode next Friday. It's a show that I created.
Well, you're the self-proclaimed First Date King, so is this all about, right?
Say again?
You're the self-proclaimed First Date King, so is this autobiographical?
No, actually, no. I'm not self-proclaimed. My friends used to joke me about that, and that's how I got the First Date King, because I would go on these dates with women, and I would post what the date was, and then my friends, and then the next week the next day it'd be somebody different. They'd be like, "What happened to that girl?" I was like, "I ain't like her." And so before you know it, it was like, you and these damn first date, we'll start calling you the First Date King, and that's how we got the First Date King.
So tell us about this.
I got questions. Did you know you didn't like her before the date? What did you do before the date? What's your screening process?
Before the date. Before the date, it's very easy. It's very simple. The first test is, do I find you attractive? If I find you attractive, we go to the next thing. Do you have a personality? And then my final thing I'm trying to see, if they just had a good energy about them. If they got those three, we can go out on a date.
How do you tell that? You tell that through text?
I hate
FaceTime?
Tyrone, you already know I hate texting. I don't text anybody.
So how do you perceive energy?
But you also cut and paste king, so you do text.
Well, see, I cut and paste to avoid texting.
No, I get you. I get you. I get you. Especially like if you have like an initial,
So your carbon
a response that works, right?
No,
that
no,
gets the conversation. Maybe you use that.
no. What I learned is that on dating sites, it's the same freaking conversation over and over and over. And what happened was, it was funny. I would start typing something, and then my phone would already know what the next lines would be, so it would just pop up. So I was like, well, how about I just copy this shit and just paste it, and it works. I'll get someone's telephone number. I give them a call. If they got a good personality, we'll video chat. If I find them attractive, we go on a date. It takes all of 2 days.
Hey, Sydney, how you doing, babe?
What's up, Sid?
All right. So you got the first date thing. Well, tell us about the second dates then.
Second dates. 90% of the time, I'm offered a second date. But sometimes I don't want to go on a second date with them. I'm just like, eh.
So, okay, in this process, if you have so many situations to where you don't make the second date.
No, I never say I don't have a lot. See. Okay. I never said that.
Let me just ask the question. Have you refined the I don't know, your filtering process that gets you to the first date to prevent you from I guess not liking them during the date?
See, here's my thing about dating. You have to get to know somebody, and usually what I'll do is I try not to ask many questions, and here's my reason why. Before the date, I don't want to know anything, because if they say one thing that I particularly don't like, they won't have an opportunity to overcome it with all the other good attributes about themselves.
Okay.
So, like, for example, let's just say I don't date women with kids, right? For argument's sake, right? I ask a woman, I ask a woman on the telephone, hey, you got kids? She says yes, right? So from that point forward, the conversation would be over, right? But if I don't ask that question and I wait to get out on a date, now we're on a date. I ask the question, she has kids. I'm not going to get up from the table and walk away. I got to stay there until the date's over. Now, that gives her time to show how awesome she is to overcome that obstacle. So this is why I don't ask these questions. I don't ask any questions until we go out, because I want to give a person an opportunity to outweigh it. Go ahead, Shawn.
Seems like to me, just going. Well, first of all, it's a lot of money. Ain't there just a lot of money spent to just have what you could find out in a conversation?
So,
and wouldn't this be wasting women's time if you discovering this on the first date when it's just information that you should find out?
Okay, so all right, so let me ask you your first question, right? I don't spend more than $10 on a first date.
Okay, so this is my thing, Corey. I've heard you say that a lot, right? I also feel like my time is probably more important than the money I'm going to spend on the date, right?
No,
you ever feel like you were wasting your time?
No.
Is that not?
How could I be wasting my time doing something that I want to do, that I enjoy doing with a beautiful woman? I'm wasting my time.
You know a woman at a post office, but she asks no questions, but she spends like 5 minutes. Do you count that as a date? I think you might be hedging on these date totals. Like these first.
No. Okay, so all right, so let me give y'all like for example, right? So if I'm really dating, like if I'm going in without actually dating someone, without being in a relationship, it's the first date, right? Let's say I'm not dating anybody at all. I would do 4 dates in one day.
What up, Phil? We see you.
Yeah, we see you, Phil, changing up your alias. You would do 4 dates in one day. I did 3 dates in one day.
4 dates in one day?
I literally did 4 dates in one day, and it was a sitcom quandary.
Okay, 4 dates.
I triple booked like a jackass, and they all said yes. Someone got short shrifted. The other one got long shrifted. The one in the middle, I wish I could have extended.
So I'm not trying to be an asshole with this.
Yeah, go ahead, Ty.
With this question, how do you give your all knowing that you're about to go on a date with 4 people today?
It's contradictory, ain't it, Ty?
No, it's a first date. I mean, Tyrone, think about it. I want you to really think about it, right? Would you tell a doctor who sees 20 patients a day making life-altering decisions? Would you tell him that, hey, how can you be serious about helping heal your clients if you're seeing 20 people in one day?
No. That's different. You're fixing a problem that they have. Like, you know what the outcome is. There's a goal. There's a
and you pay the doctor for their time.
I don't want to say a check on learning, but you're fixing something. But
no,
you're going into it not knowing anything because you say you're not having many conversations other than the fact that you're attracted to them and you want to see where this goes.
Correct. So it's not it's a first date. All 4 women would all be first dates. So it's just pretty much a meet and greet. It's nothing smoking heavy.
Wait. Doctors are not meeting and greeting. They're at least reading charts and prescribing things. And you see the doctor.
And that's hold on. And Shawn, that's my whole point. If a doctor is making a major decision, why is it that I can't? Now keep them out. I meet clients all day, every day, right? All day, every day. I'm just meeting them for the first time. It's a 30-minute to 40-minute meet and greet. That's it.
Okay, Corey.
They're your clients, and you're not going to tell your clients to stop.
Corey, even if you're meeting clients, even if it's still potential business, right? I'm sure you have a CRM or something that's gonna prevent you from wasting time, right?
Once again, Shawn, once again,
you're gonna vet them in some way, right? Unless it means nothing for you.
It's not a waste of my time. Okay, first of all, if you're doing something that you want to do, that's fun. Keep in mind, I don't take people to dinner on a first date. I'm doing fun activities. I'm doing something that I enjoy doing. All I'm doing is having someone do it with me.
Okay.
How am I wasting my time? I'm going to be doing it anyway. So whether I'm doing it by myself or with someone else. So how am I wasting my time?
I got a follow-up question, right?
Okay.
Before you go
first home too.
You have seen them, right? You know what they look like. You've communicated with them, right? Right? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, small conversation, yes.
So before the date, before you even meet them in person, do you have an idea if there's going to be a second date or not?
Before I meet them?
Yes.
No, I don't have an idea. No.
So everyone's got a full shot to be Corey's lady before the date.
If we're out on a date, everybody gets a fair shot. Everybody.
Bingo, first home tuber. I'm agreeing with everything you said. So this is the rabbit hole that we've fallen into. We need to get back to the pilot. It's getting to be circular. Tell us about the pilot. Who do you have?
To me, even if they're attractive, you're attracted to them. There's still some type of filtering, so you don't waste your time.
Okay, I say this again. It's not a waste of time
because you enjoy the date.
If I'm doing, first of all, like I said before, I'm not taking these women out to dinner. I'm not meeting them for drinks. I'm going to do something that I enjoy doing. I'm going to be doing it regardless if they are there or not. So I'm not wasting my time. Second, it's not a waste of their time because 9 times out of 10, it's the best date that they've had all year.
You know what, Ty? We should have an experiment here, Ty.
So
you and me should do a Corey for a week. Let's meet a bunch of women. Let's curb our budget. I don't think $10 in today's inflated economy works. So let's go $20.
No, okay. So hold on, Shawn, I got the perfect date for you. I got the perfect date for you. It won't cost you a dime. You'll feed her.
So
hold on. It won't cost you a dime. You're going to feed her. You're going to eat, and it's going to have an activity with you guys working together.
Are you talking about a picnic? Are we going
Nope.
to the market? What are we doing?
Nope. You're going to take her to a homeless shelter, and you guys are going to feed the homeless. There's a homeless shelter.
First date.
This is the first date. At the homeless shelter, you guys will work together cooking the food. You'll see how well you work together. And then you're going to go out and you're going to serve the homeless. And then whatever food is left over, you guys are going to sit down and have dinner together. Cost you no money.
Are you telling her that? Does she know that she's going to a homeless shelter? Or is this a surprise?
No. I'll tell her. I'll say the first day, hey, meet me at this church, and we're going to feed the homeless together. If she says no, that's going to tell you a lot about her personality.
For a first date?
For a first date, yes. You're going to see if she's a giving person or a taking person. You're going to see
why
if
not. BK Andy said, "Not in these COVID streets."
Hey, hold on.
COVID streets.
What's the difference?
He said that sounds a little COVID-y to me.
Hold on. Hey,
that's a waste of homeless people's time too.
Going to the club. But nobody has a problem with going to the club. So here's your opportunity to help the less fortunate. Have something y'all do together. See if she can cook. And you'll be able to sit down and actually have a conversation. It breaks the ice.
What if you still go on a date and then order an extra plate and then hand that plate off as you're walking out the door to somebody who may be on the sidewalk waiting?
You got to reframe that. I didn't quite comprehend.
When you go out on a date,
so what if you just go to dinner, but then order extra at the dinner? And then hand that extra off?
No, absolutely not.
Good. All right. Let's
taking a complete stranger to have dinner, and I'm good at this. But taking a complete stranger to dinner is a very difficult date to pull off.
Yeah,
very
also a little presumptive.
But you've already done some filtering prior to.
It's a little bit sanctimonious. Say, hey, if you don't want to go to see the homeless on the first day I meet you and I finally know that you got a son or not, then there's something wrong with you. Isn't that a little sanctimonious? I don't want you to
No.
I do have a question though. When was your last date?
Say that again?
When was your last fourth date?
Do you understand? I can't remember, to be honest with you. Because I don't really I would have to look at my Instagram page to say that, because the last lady that I was dating, we made it all the way to 16 dates.
That's a relationship, bro.
16
y'all
dates.
go together after 16 days.
16 dates in less than 2 months.
Isn't it exhausting just going on these dates like this?
No, because I'm always once again, people don't realize this. I'm always doing fun activities. Very rarely do I go to a restaurant with a female. Very rarely. I'm always doing activities. like to give you an example.
One day, don't hate it here, baby. It's not our fault. Stay.
So like to give you an example, right? One of the dates that we did a road trip. We just got in the car and just started driving.
You kidnapped me.
No. I told her what we was going to do. I said, let's just go on a road trip and what have you. Probably about 50 minutes into, about an hour into driving, I saw a little sign of a race car. Get up the highway, and I thought it was a goat cart, but it wasn't. We ran into, it was a race car museum, and we went inside, got a personal tour, spent an hour and a half there. It was an amazing, it was an amazing thing. Then left there, went to Linganore Wineries, did a wine tasting, and came on back. And that was just a road trip.
Good question, Corey. So a car ride with a stranger is easier than a dinner with a stranger?
No. Remember, I said that I was actually dating this woman. Like
date 9 from Miss 16 date.
This is probably date number 6. I have to look at my Instagram page. It's probably date 6 or 7.
Why you gotta look at your Instagram page to know what your date clause was?
Because I'm constantly doing stuff with her, so I would take a picture and number that date. Like people don't realize that I will go if we're dating. If we're dating, we're going out 3 times a week.
The comments are enjoyable.
So,
we're like literally we go out 3 times, and I ain't talking to dinner. Like if we're having dinner, I'm cooking.
So it almost sounds like there's things that you want to do in life, right? And then you're like, let's see who I've connected with on this app. And then you're like, yo, I'm gonna go do this thing. You want to roll?
That's
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I'm
and then
always
you just call it a date.
no. Like I said, I meet a young lady. The main thing is 3 things. Do I find you attractive? Do you have a good personality? And do you have good energy? After that happens, we go out and we do something fun. If we have fun with each other, the main thing is for me to have fun with you in person. If we have fun, all right. I enjoyed it. Let's do a second date. Second date, the conversations are going. So if I meet a woman and we go out on a Friday date, it goes great. We're going out again on Sunday. And then we'll go out again the next Friday. And then we'll go out on that Saturday. And then I end up seeing her on that Tuesday. Like, a woman dating me would never, ever have to say, can we have date night? No, because we constantly are out doing things, doing adventures, creating memories, creating experiences. Shawn.
These are experiences, but they're all first dates. Can we move on? Because we do have
No. These aren't first dates. Remember I telling you, like I said, I was just didn't date late for 2 months. I constantly kept her busy. Like going on dates. I kept going.
The women want to tell us about your energy. Shoot your shot to the 20 women here. What would you say to the 20 women here to get them to go on your first date? Let's propel the conversation forward.
And are you making progress in the relationship as you get to date 8, 9, 10? If you feel like you don't like her by then, then why are we still doing date 11, 12, 13, 14, 15?
I mean, with Tyrone, if I go out with a woman 2 times, I'm interested. If a woman makes it past the second date with me, it's game on.
So do you ever feel like the woman thinks that she's making progress with you, but yet your approach is like she's just the homie that's enjoying the time that you already gonna enjoy?
No, I never said that. What I said was, on a first date, if I'm going out with a woman on a first date, I'm going to be doing something that I enjoy doing.
No, it's not a skit, Alicia. This is an actual live conversation that was not planned.
Yes.
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem that most people have an issue with the things that I do, is because I'm not doing it the way that they're accustomed for things to be doing. That's the biggest problem.
That's fair. I think what people's problem also is that you don't want to see their side of it. You said I the entire conversation.
Yeah.
And therefore the conversation's not going anywhere because it's just been about your perspective, and you have, I think this chat is full, 90% full of lovely women who are challenging your disposition because Even the two brothers that know you don't agree with it. So we're just trying to propel this forward because a few people have left the conversation because we seem to be spinning wheels. So let's move it forward a little
Okay,
bit.
so I mean, well, I'm trying to answer your questions. I mean, so the question that you give me, I'm trying to answer your question.
Well, I don't want you to try to keep explaining yourself because it's starting to get circular.
We get it.
I think we get your
We
philosophy.
did it.
Okay.
I had a question from the women's perspective.
Yeah, go ahead, Ty.
Like, I'm wondering if Corey understands that although they are dates and fun things for you to do you understand that this woman is investing her time into you as well? And to her, that could mean more than just a fun event on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Okay, so once again, I'm a take it back again. Once I get past a second date with a woman, at that point in time, I have already identified this woman as a potential person that I'm going to be marrying. At that point.
Do you expect the woman to identify you as that person that soon?
One more time.
Do you expect a woman to identify you in the way you just identified a potential woman that soon? Tyrone got kicked off the show for that. You know what I'm saying? No offense, Tyrone, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. It's really presumptive.
No, because men and women operate differently.
You're right. But
men and women operate differently. Men are more decisive. Would you agree that men are a lot more decisive than women?
If we want to be.
And okay, and so for me, I know exactly what I want, what I'm looking for, and what I need. Once I have identified that person, I start moving in towards that direction, trying to win her confidence, trying to win her trust, trying to get her to open up so that we can connect emotionally to move things forward.
All right. So I gotta follow what the ladies are saying because we have lost viewers here. They don't want me to take it back and recycle the same thing, but I do want to ask this question because I don't know your family dynamic. Do you have sisters? And would you let a sister date a man with your philosophy?
Absolutely, yes.
Why?
Because once again, with my
Queenology, you can stay here. DC cool because we in
it. What you say? I'm sorry.
So
say what?
See, we can't tell if he's talking on the phone with. Are you talking to us?
No, I'm talking to you. What was your question? I'm sorry. I had to cancel a call.
That's my thing. I got 3 sisters, a mother, several aunts, and shit like that. But even if I didn't have, just looking at it from the outside looking in, even if your perspective is not just unique but awesome, super duper tops, it is bizarre to just do things for strange people. Because the way you describe it is say, all right, I'm going to do things for this woman. I'm not going to even know son or daughter. That's kind of
let me put it in this context, right? And to be honest with you, in my personal opinion, here's the real problem with dating. What people have the most problems with, right?
All right.
Most people. Let me ask you a question, Shawn. Let me ask you a question, Shawn. Shawn, let me ask you a question. When you go in for a job interview, do you put your best foot forward, give it 110% immediately?
Yes.
Okay. Most people feel that way, but for some reason, whenever it comes to dating, people feel like they should never give 100%, 110% on the first date. They should do it 5 or 6 dates down the line.
Well, try this, Corey. Rewind. You don't even know if that's the job you fucking want. And your ass is wearing a suit to run fries.
Hold on.
Can we bring Phil on? We would love to. Phil ass ain't talking to nobody right now. I know he there. Hey, Libba, what's going on, girl? You know Libba gonna jump in soon. We only got 3 minutes. Hurry up, Corey. We got 3 minutes for Libba.
No, I get it, Corey. I mean,
you doing all this front foot forward stuff. You don't even know if the job is what you want. That's
once again, hold on. But the way that I treat every woman that I'm interested in, I treat every woman that I'm interested in as if this woman has the potential of being my wife. So therefore, I move with certainty. I move with effort. I move with consistency. I move with honesty. I move with transparency.
I hear you, Libba. All right, so let's move this forward. Tell us when we can see some footage from this pilot that you're working on. Can you tell us some people that you're working with? Is it anybody from the show that you pals with? What can you tell us? Let's move this forward.
No one from the show. It's going to be centered around me, this other guy, and another young lady, which is crazy because after talking to them, they both had mentioned to me that they were actually finalists for Radio Love.
Okay.
But didn't get chosen. We'll be working with 2 other people, another guy, and another young lady who won't be going on any dates, but they're kind of giving the view of a viewer. Like they see these dates, they give their opinion, and we just see what happens. Like I said, we'll be filming the first episode next Friday.
But it's reality. It's not. Is that right?
It's reality. It's real dates, real people, and I know for myself. I know on Regular Love, a lot of people got the watered down version.
I'm gonna interrupt real quick. That's right. Why not BK Andy? Corey is cool as shit. I won't say he's misunderstood because we understand the fuck of what he's saying. But when you get around this man, the magnetism, the energy, he's a fantastic brother. He's very cool to talk to. It's also very frustrating as well. And when we get on this, but I want you to go ahead, Corey.
Let me say this real quick, and maybe this gives some perspective to people. Right? When I was not being serious, when I was not seriously trying to find a life partner, when I did not care about women's feelings, when it was all about what I can get and what I can take, I dated and I moved just like the majority of people, The same things that you guys are saying to me right now, the same things other people were saying or commenting on, I used to think and move the same way. So to me, it doesn't make sense now that I'm serious. It doesn't make sense for me to continue moving that same way. It's like trying to lose weight, right? You got somebody who's fat, they eat fast food, they don't sleep, they drink alcohol, right? And then they finally decide, I'm serious about losing weight. Why in the hell would they continue to eat fast food, not getting any sleep, drinking alcohol? You have to change your behavior, change your philosophy. So now that I'm serious,
Sandy's doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Now that I'm serious, I completely do things differently. Like for instance, 90% of women that I won't even have sex with a woman unless we are actually in a committed relationship.
And that's commendable.
It's not even an option now.
Could I ask this real quick? This independent woman does have a good point.
What does that take? How many dates?
Well, it's not a date thing. It's an intimacy thing. Once I feel as though that even if we are in a relationship, once I feel as though that we are emotionally ready for that, then we'll cross that board. I mean, sex is not a game. It's not a game. It's not recreational. It's a way for 2 souls to connect.
Desi Underplay finds you incredulous right now. The question she's asking, I'm going to rewind though and ask what Miss Independent Woman asked as far as like bringing it back to the show. A lot of people said that the editing. Do you feel like they were unfair to you edit-wise because we've had some cast members say certain things? I think my elimination episode was unfairly edited because they needed to make a pivot the Walter Sabrina plot line. No disrespect to Walter and Sabrina, who I both figure are my friends, but they didn't know how to tell that story because they knew what was ahead because they were editing backwards. But I don't feel like my edits in general were that nasty stuff for trying to create the Tommy storyline that I didn't have a job. Do you feel like there was an editing situation with you, or that you were unfairly recognized on represented on the show? Let's bring it back to Ray to Love as we get look.
All I can say is that no. I mean, for the most part, no. I mean, for the most part, no. I mean, they wanted to show you guys one side of my personality, which was the jokey side and having fun side, which is what I prefer to do on dates. But when these dates were going on, there were things that I was doing that never got showed. Like, for instance, the music video that I did for Mimi. None of you guys ever saw that.
I'm an entrepreneur. I have all the jobs. I hunt what I eat. I actually work for myself. Trust me. Check my page out. Now that you follow me, check my page out. You'll see my work. Go ahead, Corey.
Some of the conversations that I had with Courtney, which were a serious conversation, they didn't show it. I mean, so me personally, I'm fine with it. I mean, look, every scene that I was in was entertaining. Every scene that I was in was fun. It rubbed people the wrong way, and it didn't rub people the wrong way. I'm good with it.
Yeah. We talked, man. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
We talked.
Man, I'm on my second beer now.
Y'all need to definitely watch the reunion. You get to see another. Yeah, watch the reunion. We chatted it up a bit, you know. So I get it, and even the interview that we was in, you know, I tried to explain it like Corey, like genuinely wants to enjoy his time in his life, and he genuinely wants you to also enjoy your time, because Corey bringing joy to you is actually what drives him.
Facts.
My disconnect is the fact that it seems like you bringing this enjoyment to someone is exactly what it is. It's just enjoyment.
Fodder.
But to them, they could be thinking that they're moving towards something. They could be thinking that they're building a relationship, and not just you finding ways to make life fun for them.
Okay, so I think a lot of people's dating process is just off. Like, people, in my opinion, it feels like people go from a first date to dating relationship. Where's the courting phase at?
So this is the thing. So I understand that, but I'm not courting anyone.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not courting you because I like to do these things. I don't want you to come with me to do all of these things just because I enjoy them. I want you to come because I want you to be there, and I want us to move towards something.
Yes, but I say this again though. Some of these things take time, and spending time with people. Everybody is so afraid of spending some time.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
if you can hear us, Corey,
you're breaking up.
You're going.
But even just to even get to that point, there's
can you hear me?
Some type of filtering process, some type of criteria that get out the house and go with you.
Once again, I gave you my.
Desi's saying body you, Corey, because you were going in and out.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, like I said, people tend to hate things that they don't understand.
That's true. I'm agreeing with that.
And a lot of pushback I get from people is because they don't understand, why is this dude not doing it the way that I'm doing it? Why is he not upset like I'm upset? Like, dude, I mean, I'm a very blessed person. So,
hey, I'm a jailer.
But to go back to your question, Tyrone, I don't see how it's ever a waste of time if someone is showing you a good time. Developing a friendship is not a waste of time. Not everyone that you ever going to go out with is going to be your mate.
It's the Godfather for me, Tyrone. I keep trying to get out, but he keeps pulling me back in.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What makes you think that it's a good time all the time? What you do? I'm just curious.
Because I'm good. Because I'm good at it. I'm really. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, you can be really good at those first dates.
No. Not just a first date. At the dates in general. I'm really good at planning an outing, making sure they're having fun, I'm having fun, and getting to know each other.
But how good are you in a relationship?
I'm amazing.
How good are you at transitioning from the date to a relationship?
Well, once again, it takes two people.
But the dates are amazing. You just said you're amazing.
No. The dates are amazing, but now here's an issue that I run into with a lot of women in this area, right? The issue that I constantly run into is that I meet women who say, "Hey, I'm looking to get married. Hey, I'm looking to date with intention." But when we start going through, what I usually find out is that these women are emotionally unavailable. I'm finding that these women are not fit for marriage. Once I determine that, I'm like, okay, hey, it's been nice playing. Let's be friends.
What is stopping you from figuring that out before the date?
Because Tyrone, there's certain things that you cannot find out unless you spend time with somebody. You just can't.
I do understand that.
All the things that really matter in picking someone for a relationship, you cannot find out without spending time with them.
Okay. All right, so real quick, we got to do this.
We got you.
This is like what they call in the business when people break in, you got to refresh what's going on. So if Tyrone,
wrap it up box.
I joined in with Tyrone and Corey. We got Corey signed in here because he was just listening in, and so Corey hopped in, and of course now we're talking about Corey, which has been like the past 25 minutes. We appreciate everybody being here. Corey's the one in the dark. Tyrone is the one in the light. And I'm the one drinking the beer and celebrating the dogs. If you've seen my videos, I lost my motherfucking mind because that's what G's do. So let's keep the conversation moving forward a little bit with Ready to Love, because a lot of the ladies here are fans of the Ready to Love show. We'll start with you, Corey. What do you think? And let's take yourself out of it, just with your castmates, from the perspective of thinking about your castmates. What do you think people will take away from the reunion that we shot some time ago? That black women are angry people who don't forgive, and that's what they're going to take from it.
Wow, Corey.
Oh shit.
That's the honest God truth.
This motherfucker dropped a nuclear bomb and said, "Hey, all y'all bitches angry. These bitches are angry because these bitches are angry." Wait a minute. Wait.
You asked the question and
so all right. So you want to explicate?
Too much. Okay, yeah. I'll explain that. I will explain that.
Yeah, go for it.
Every woman that I
just jumped out the window, so we can't cut his mic.
No.
IG baby, go for it, Corey. I'm sorry.
Every woman that I met on that show is a real, by themselves, is a very lovely, nice, well-rounded black woman, in my opinion. Every single woman I met on that show is nice, cool, fun to hang out with, fun to talk to. Every single one. But on that reunion, it bothered me because I'm sitting there just like, yo, three people, four people, I can't remember. 3 or 4 people actually found someone they can go into a relationship, right? And instead of us being on that show celebrating and them finding love and what's coming up next, they all started arguing about stuff that happened weeks and months ago. And it was like, yo, what had happened to just forgiving somebody, moving forward, and keep it moving? What happened to that?
Lonely, we're not trying to have woman bashing, but we are just asking our fellow castmate what he thinks will be.
No. I'm not bashing. I'm not bashing. I'm not trying to bash anyone, but watching it, it's just like, yo.
Quick story, just so you can have a legit answer and rebuttal. Because Ms. Parker is talking to Desi and saying that all black women are angry. Do you think, first of all, do you believe that, yes or no? And can you differentiate from that answer to just making it more specific to what we're previewing when it comes to the show? All right?
Do I think all black women are angry? Hell to the no.
All right.
Hell to the no.
Shawn gave him that softball.
That's what I'm saying, but we got to at least establish.
No. I mean, no.
Because there's someone who did take that away, and I want that to be at least the
No, that's not. No, I don't think all black women are angry. I don't think it's not even 50-50.
Hey,
but
JF, it is a little spicy. You're welcome.
But in the context of what they're going to show, what they gave them was just angry black women. I'm like, yo, you guys are not angry women. Why are you guys still holding on to something that happened 2 months ago? What happened to just forgiving the other person, just saying, hey, look, it happened. We had a disagreement. I forgive you. Guess what? I got this amazing man right here. Let's talk about this amazing man. Why are we going back over and over, beating a dead horse about a situation that went left?
Miss Independent Woman is along with you. She says, it's sad how some women carry on. Rich says, all reunions have women fussing and fighting, though. No. You women will have to tell us. How about this? And then I'm going to let Ty jump in. You women tell us, if someone says something to your character and it's another woman, do you take it extra personally? It's okay to like say, hey, sometimes when we have these rivalries, the shit goes too far. It goes back to our generation, Ty, you and me. What was it? Alexis versus Crystal Carrington, if you were fans of Dynasty. That's old school. That's Abby versus Valine on Knots Landing. That's all soap operas of the damn 80s and 90s. So,
but hold on.
Ladies tell us a little bit when it comes to rivalries with other women. So we have there are bright spots. Yes, Faye, Jay.
But hold on, Shawn. Hey, hold on, Shawn. Just really quickly. I mean, I'm sorry, Shawn. This really bothers me. 90% of the women on Ready to Love are intelligent, well-educated, sweet.
100% of them are intelligent, well-educated.
Sweet ladies. Like I mean, they are really nice people.
Thanks, Karen Renee. We are old. 84. Damn it. So it's only 8 years for you. But yeah, you were saying they were really intelligent, sweet people.
Really intelligent, sweet ladies. And they got a lot going. So, and they let the producers wind them up and have them perpetrate a stereotype of of the angry black woman when these women are completely the opposite, and that bothered me.
I'm gonna say because I'm gonna say that I don't think it was perpetuating angry black woman. It's perpetuating women angry with each other because they had rivalries, they had slights.
Shawn, white people ain't gonna know the difference. All they're gonna see is a bunch of black women arguing. They're not gonna know the difference.
We'll find out starting Friday night. No,
they're not gonna know the difference. I mean, I'm gonna call some names out. Aisha is a sweet lady. She has always been a joy to talk to. She's sweet.
Real quick, Corey, we sort of had a not calling names out type of.
No, I'm not. Hold on. I'm not bashing her. I'm telling you that this woman is a sweet lady. She's really, really nice to talk to.
She's fantastic.
But if you're not careful, the producers will set them up, and they'll be sitting there angry and pissed. And then they'll just start arguing on TV. I'm just like, that's not you, Aisha.
Watching Radio Love? Yes, the ratchet ones.
Like, that's not her. I mean, she's such a sweet woman with great energy. I'm like, yo, that's not y'all. Why give them that energy so that they can portray y'all in that way? And that's bothering me.
It is a fair thing, because this has been a generic argument that has held true. But it is a fair thing. Like, just watch any of the Housewives shows, even barring Atlanta, and you'll see all races argue with each other.
Yeah. So I think I can try to figure out where the disconnect is. Right. Normally, like with men, we argue if there's a disagreement. We understand that the repercussions can be really, really harsh. Right. Like, we either gonna get beat down. Maybe one of us got to even die, right?
I agree with that totally.
But the other thing about men is we are more willing to accept it when we were wrong and be like, you know what, bro? I messed up. My bad. In those situations, moving on is not a problem at all because we're not in denial. We was called out. We accepted it as truth. And then we're able to move on. If you call me out and I'm still in denial about something that you perceive to be true, even if I didn't think it was true, for the simple fact that you felt that way, I would still be man enough to be like, you know what, bruh? I realized what I did made you feel this way. My bad. I'm not gonna continue to be like, I didn't do that.
Or even if we don't dig each other, we dig trenches and say we're dug in this position. That man knows how I feel about him. That man knows how I feel about him. Someone explained it to me after I had my first real play when I was. He said, "Men talk like westerns. Women talk like dramas. There's more words. There's more feelings. It is what the such and such. What is it? Men are like, either we gonna deal with this motherfucker or we're going to run away from this motherfucker. And that's it. So that's, now ladies on the chat, that is man speak. And if you need a man who deals with drama instead of westerns, run. Because that motherfucker is not being masculine. We don't know what masculine is in this day and age, but masculinity is like, either I deal with this, like at work.
Hey, Shawn.
Shawn. To your camera too, Corey. Why don't you just let us see you, bro? You're a handsome cat.
So Shawn, and I actually just came quick and Tyrone. All the wrap of the episode had been about 2 months. Would you say almost 2 months before we did the reunion? Is that about right?
The reunion, I know the exact date.
No. What I'm saying, a month and a half, right? Month and a half.
2 months from the beginning of our shoot.
Okay, 2 months have gone by. Whatever happened to just saying, yo, you know what? I'm going to forgive them and move forward. When we got on the show, it's like no one. I
explained it. I just explained it, Corey.
And we gave a very nice generic explanation.
Yeah, I just explained it.
And that shit festered. It stuck with them. And
yes.
It should stick with them.
It should, Shawn. It should not.
Trying to be assassinated on national.
Shawn.
I saw your ass sneak in here. I see you, Carlos.
Shawn, let me give you some. You and some rest of people some wisdom that older married couples have gave me. And we talk about being married 40 years. Right.
My parents were married 50, and they gave me some advice too.
And you know they told me
the business together. Carry on.
Oh, hold on, Shawn. You know they all told me they was like one of the most important foundations of a solid, long-lasting relationship is forgiveness. Is forgiveness. They sat there and told me, they said, look, if you cannot, not forgiving someone is like you taking the poison, hoping that the other person is going to get sick. You cannot have a long-lasting relationship with anyone, especially a loved one, if you do not have the ability to forgive.
Okay,
but you gotta have
Corey,
forgiveness vein with. Go ahead, Tyrone.
On the flip side of the forgiveness, right? There's also the apology acceptance type. People accept their apologies different. You know what I mean? In any form, if it's the wrong way that you're apologizing, I need to figure out a way to accept that and forgive you. But if the apology is not even coming, you can't expect me to just forgive you and move on.
Tyrone, I do expect you. Hold on, Tyrone. Hold on, Tyrone. Hold on, Shawn. Hold on, Shawn. Hold on, Tyrone. You remember at the reunion, me and old girl had a situation. Remember that?
Corey, how about this? I'll give you another example.
Hold on, Tyrone. I'm asking you a question. Because you were sitting right next to me. Remember on the reunion, me and old girl had a situation. Remember that? And I was bothered and upset. Remember?
I don't know if we could talk about that, but I do remember.
Yeah. Careful, Ty.
I do remember me being like, Corey, you good?
Right. Okay. Now, right now. The next time that I saw that person, Tyrone, you was with me. Right?
Okay.
That person said to me, hey, are you still mad at me? And I said, look, the situation is what it is. The next day I had already forgiven you and moved on and moved past that. Hold on. And that person had never said one word to me since. If you're going to forgive someone, you're going to forgive them regardless if they apologize or not. That's the prompt time we got to you.
I think that's different because there was no way for you to deny that. So you accepted it. You accepted that you was wrong.
I was wrong, Shawn. No, I was not wrong, Shawn. I mean, Tyrone, I was not wrong.
But you still didn't say that it didn't happen.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying
that's the point. That's the point I'm getting.
What I'm saying is, regardless if they did me wrong or not, I have a forgiving nature about somebody, and if you wrong me, regardless if you apologize or not, I'm going to forgive you. I don't need your permission to forgive you.
Okay, but you just said you're not denying that it didn't happen. That is a key phrase.
Denying what?
Situation. With you and that person, you just said, I'm not denying that it didn't happen. That we had an altercation? So you are at least accepting some fault in why
No. What I'm telling you is that we had an altercation.
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
And you were able to get past it. You were able to forgive. But I think the stipulation is different. I think your case is very different.
I have a very mundane related here. Hey Ty, is your chat frozen or is it mine? I may have to sign in.
It might be yours.
They still going? All right. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna sign right back on. And we're gonna keep trying to move this forward because we got people who want to talk about some other things as well. But
yeah, for sure.
As well. I'll be right back.
Sierra, does this sound like InfoSec?
I'm not stuck on my point of view, but it just kills me how people just refuse to forgive somebody. Like people want to be Christians, and they're like, and I'm like, hold on. One of the founding principles of being a Christian is asking for forgiveness and giving forgiveness.
I mean, there's things that you can forgive a person about, right? Like, I don't know if I can get over blatant disrespect. I don't know if I can get over you doing something to my family, right? If it's just to me, and nobody else saw that shit, maybe I could get past that. But there's some things I'm gonna, at a minimum, I'm gonna need you to acknowledge the fact that at least the shit happened.
Okay.
At a minimum.
So I got a question. So if they never acknowledge it, like I said, the old wives,
real quick.
Yeah, then it ain't gonna be 2 months before I get over it.
Forgiveness.
It ain't gonna be 2 months before
it takes more energy to hate someone than it does to love someone.
It's all right. It's just
Indeed
2 months.
does,
It's just 2 months worth of energy.
Usually says that to the person.
Would you would you agree with that?
But the people
even
Paul says Jesus' forgiveness is not a blank check. I
So
don't
that
know
means-
the verse.
so that means
you
you
just
can't-
can't take the shit for granted.
Yeah. With that mentality, that means that you could just go around shitting on people, disrespecting people, and then being like, yeah.
No,
Jesus
okay,
said that
okay.
they'll
Hold
forgive
on.
me in less than 2 months.
Hold on. No, hold on. There's a difference. Hold on. There's a difference. Like, to give you an example, if Shawn if I invite Shawn to my house and Shawn steals my wallet, right? And I'll forgive Shawn. I'll forgive Shawn for stealing my wallet, but I'm not going to invite. But I'm not going to invite Shawn back into my house again. I forgave him, but I'm like, hey, look. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, you know what?
Say, yo, man, sorry about the thievery.
You gotta say something, man. You ain't gonna be like, you know what?
No, this is real quick. What you're saying is that people should still invite people to their houses.
No, I'm not saying that. I said that's not what I said. What I said was I would forgive Shawn for stealing my wallet, but if Shawn says, hey, can I come over? The answer is no.
Okay, but what if Shawn said, Corey, I ain't steal your wallet?
You know what, Ty? We fell down this goddamn rabbit hole with Corey.
Yeah. What if he said, I didn't steal your wallet, bro?
For the past 52 minutes.
Corey.
Yeah.
Corey.
What
if Shawn said, bruh, I ain't steal your wallet?
If Shawn, okay, once again, now the question is that if I have unrefutable evidence, I got a camera that sees Shawn. Hold on. I got a camera that sees Shawn stealing my wallet. And I would still forgive Shawn. Now, if Shawn tells me, yo, I ain't steal your wallet, that's fine. Okay, you stole my wallet. But I already know, bro, I know you stole my wallet. You know what? I'm past it. I forgave you, but I'm not going to let you back into that space.
Damn,
okay, but not only did you watch him, you also heard him say, I'm about to steal Corey's goddamn wallet.
Say that again.
Go ahead. Just announce that you're gonna steal.
No,
what if you actually heard him say, I'm about to steal Corey's wallet?
Well, he
gonna forgive me.
If I heard, first of all, if I heard Shawn CJ steal my wallet, I'm not gonna let Shawn in my house. That's the first thing.
First of all, can we stop with the stealing wallets? I feel like you're besmirching this place.
Yo, we got a request to come on, but I'm not. I don't know if we ever met, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, ladies, give us some questions. You want us to move on? Give us some questions, and we'll.
ASQ Alex, I see you.
Corey isn't gonna admit to shit. Hey, Corey, is that about you? Because they just said word salad, Corey. Corey ain't gonna admit to shit. Yeah, that's you. Blah blah blah. What is it?
All right.
ASQ Alex is hot.
Okay, what does that mean? Get another perspective.
Are you ever gonna admit to shit?
Yeah, we're gonna get another. We're gonna get a woman's.
By the way, hold on.
Right now.
By the way, before I forget,
Hey y'all.
Hey Alex.
What you doing?
Hey Corey, I'm about to block you. You in here talking crazy.
Talking crazy how?
Corey, you know daggone well, the more you think you make sense, the more you don't make sense.
Okay, I'm asking you, talking crazy how?
Popcorn, but I need
everything that you have made points on as far as like marriage and Christian.
Hello?
It's just like, are you out of your mind?
Yeah, let me call you back.
The motherfucker. While you're telling him off, he just
right. He had to pick up another.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
No, it was Cornelius.
I said, yo, carry on, lovely lady. What's your name, sweetie?
My name is Alex. I go by
Alex.
ASQ Alex.
Yes, you are.
Hey.
Hi. How you doing?
I've known Corey for almost
FAQ
11
Alex.
years now.
You've known Corey for 11
FAQ
years.
Alex.
What happened, Corey? What'd you say?
I said FAQ Alex.
All right, so yeah, tell us your tell us your background with your knowledge of Corey, and then just read him his rights.
I'll be right back.
I met Corey a couple years ago. I was trying out for the Wizards cheerleaders, and he was one of the trainers that they had given us so that we could work out and get ourselves together for tryouts. And then after that, like, we just been friends ever since. But he's always just kind of been off the handles like this, where he has viewpoints that he's very strong about, that he wants people to kind of understand, you know, both sides. Like, don't be he likes to be biased, and then he tries to get people to be okay with the bias, but it's not okay. Like, to say that it's a Christian thing to forgive somebody.
Okay. So Alex, let me ask this question.
No, Corey, hold on a second.
No.
I want her to finish first.
It's a direct no.
Corey.
It's a direct It's direct to what she just said. It's a direct question. Do you believe that you should, do you believe in forgiveness?
Yes, I believe in forgiveness.
Okay. All right. That's all I want to know.
But that,
carry on.
But what he was trying, his point that he was trying to make about the forgiveness and being a Christian, it's like Ty was saying, you can't just do what you want to do to people and expect the forgiveness to happen. I can forgive you from afar and never have nothing to do with you.
That's what Paul
I can make
said.
peace for myself. But the issue with that, Ty was asking,
I agree with that.
What'd you say, Corey?
I just said that. I just said earlier with Ty, like, look, you can forgive somebody, but it doesn't mean that I have to continue dealing with it out of my face.
We're going to run presidential debate rules, and I'm talking about pre-Trump presidential debate rules. I would like her to. Gotta have that. All right, carry on, please, Alex. If you
okay. So what Ty was asking about, what is the difference with ladies having issues and men having issues with women? This is the problem, I think, with Black women in our community. We're too busy trying to knock each other off because we're trying to show that we're the best and the chosen to be wives. That's why it's so nasty. That's why it's so evil, because there's a competition of I'm better than you, and this is why I'm better than you. Oh, I'm better than you because I have a connection and you don't. I'm better than you because I know how to keep my cool and you don't. Like, I've watched the episodes, and I know that y'all can't say too much, but I will say the pettiness of the women that were on there do not represent Black women that are really together, who are solid, who understand who they are and don't have insecurities, that they would never speak to another woman that way.
Hold on, and to answer that, to respond to that, Alex, there are plenty of Black women that are not like that. Plenty.
Okay.
Hold on. But if that's what's continued to be shown, that's what people are going to think. The stereotype for Black women is that they're angry.
Okay.
And we all know that's not true.
All right, so
right?
You went left again, Corey. Like, you have to stay on top.
So we're not going to fall down that rabbit hole.
But I want
Ty to talk real quick, and also I want to say to Crystal, yes, you can ask questions about the show. We will answer those questions. Stick with us. We got to dig through this muck and mire. But Ty, you got a point, and then Corey, you can come with your points. But we got to organize this because there are plenty of people who want to talk about other things because they feel like we've been in this rabbit hole for too long.
Yeah.
So Ty, please go ahead.
Yeah. So we all know that there's a ton of professional women on the show. Right?
Tons.
So for them to show their ass publicly, it means there has to have been a valid reason. They're not just doing that for nothing, right? And you can't let a person take advantage of the fact that you don't want to show your ass on national TV as a means to try to get over on you in their minds. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So they're probably
So there
like,
again,
yes,
there's a beating of the chest. There's a beating of, I'm not going to let you make me look lower than you.
So no. It's not about that. I don't think. I think that yes, I'm a professional, right? Yes, I'm not gonna show my ass, but I'm also not gonna fucking let you disrespect me. Period.
And okay, so contrary to Aisha's response, that was maybe been her response. But what about how she was agitated and aggravated for that response?
What do you mean?
Hold on. And my response, hold on. And my response to that is, yo, look, one of the worst things that you can ever do to someone who's trying to agitate you or make you feel upset is to ignore them. It's not to give them that energy.
I don't curse like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That will. I didn't hear him curse.
Well, you know what? We gotta stop this because you keep going beside the actual point of the conversation. Okay, all you're saying is good in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and the after school break special I saw in 1982. With that said, Corey, listen, when people slight you or you feel slighted, at least heed why they feel slighted.
Yes.
First. You can't
I tried to say that.
Just because you may be allied with some persons more than others in the conversation, that person needs to do X, Y, and Z because it suits your agenda. And that is why this has been a bullshit conversation for the past hour. So we need to have a come to Jesus moment. Either you show your face and talk real, or this palaver, look it up, Pulaver, has to stop. Because I've been drinking for my fourth goddamn year, and we need to have a conversation that the 50 plus some odd women need to have. All right? So for this double equivalency, it's false equivalency, yo.
Yeah.
It's got to stop. And
Things in there.
defend Aisha, just like I would defend any of my castmates. But people have all, as my dad said.
Hey, Shawn, let's just change the conversation to something completely different.
Sure. Yeah.
Bingo. Oh.
Anything.
Ladies, what questions y'all got? Hey, Amagelics, how you doing? I will run for president. I don't think my ass will win, but with that said, what questions do you have about the reunion or about some couples? We can find ways to answer some things without. Hey, what's up, Aisha? What's up, girl? How you doing?
Yeah, drop Corey.
To tell the story. I think we just need to say.
Is there a watch party on DC? We can't say that.
Yikes! No need to repeat it.
Desi wants you to cuss again, Ty. I guess she thought that shit was cute. Hey, so I'm sorry, it's Alex?
Alex, yes.
Mm-hmm. Where are you from, Alex?
I'm from Washington, D.C., but raised in Bowie.
Mm-hmm. So, were you successful in your tryout?
Corey, you hot mic?
Yeah, the mic is not, I can't. Corey's moving.
We got reverb.
Yeah. Say that last part one more time.
Aisha, you good. We ain't really saying much.
In your Wizards tryouts, or?
So I didn't make the Wizards, but I made the Redskins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so all right, now that's a whole nother conversation up here.
So there's two Redskins squads, right?
Oh, the Washington football team, but at the time it was.
But not just the name, but
no, there's two squads for the ladies, right?
Last year, do you have any comments you wouldn't mind sharing about the controversies with ladies and football team cheerleaders and things like that? And anything you want to say before we move on?
I mean, it's almost the same. You know, you do go through that cattiness and, you know, things like that. Some of it is bonding, a lot of it is sisterhood, but, you know, in order to make, we called it making fields. If you made field,
Corey,
you were like top notch. If you didn't make field, you were having to either work out more, diet more, exercise more. There were stipulations on you in order to be on field, if that makes sense. So it was a hard requirement, but you know, I had my experience. Wouldn't do it again, but yeah.
I don't know if Corey's even listening to us anymore, but can you do something about his mic or his volume?
Yeah,
This is officially Ty's.
I don't know how.
Y'all can't hear me?
And I took your.
You're a hot mic.
Your mic.
What do you mean hot mic?
It's like you moving or you got something going on underneath the
No, I'm not. No. I dropped my phone by accident. But that was like maybe like a minute ago or so.
Yeah, I don't know how. Oh yeah, I do. I see it. I can't. Okay.
For the basis of
Corey, you good? You good for the night?
I'm just sitting here, just laying in bed, man.
Alex, tell us a little bit more about your career aspirations, and then we'll move on to the show and things like that. How are you right now? And
currently, right now,
I like to want to know people's age. How old are you?
I'm 35.
Ah, another decade younger than me.
Are you gonna go to Shawn's speed dating?
I don't know about that. I didn't know about that. But I'm well connected in the industry. I worked in the nightlife industry. Right now, I'm a contract specialist for IT and engineers, so I staff them during the day. And then my dream, my aspiration is become a media correspondent. So I do a lot of interviews and red carpets and things around the DC area.
I'm a former journalist.
Are you?
I was a news.
Corey, we gotta let you go, man.
I currently do.
Corey. And put Aisha on it.
Say what?
Say we gotta let you go, man.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
You ain't talking about nothing.
I'm giving you the floor to talk, Alex.
It's a request from the crowd, man.
Yeah, we starting to get.
You know how I feel. You know I'm cool.
You know, maybe you can pick back on if we're still on later, but we've been told to let you go.
Oh, I got no problem with that.
All right, cool.
I can say peace out. I can say peace out to the haters.
It's not the haters. It's just
not the haters.
You got any last words, Corey? You got any last words?
Super special.
Say one more time.
You're so special,
Corey.
you know you're special to us.
Corey.
No, it's not that I'm special. I just, once again, I just don't move. Just because somebody, once again, just because someone doesn't move the way that you move or have different philosophies or different views, they're not wrong or they're not bad people. I just decided to do things differently than other people just to get different results. And some people can't handle
don't get different results, boo.
How you figure that out?
We're not going to do this.
Before we let it go, I do want Alex to answer. You say he doesn't get different results. Could you?
You have to show fruit from what you're saying and what you're speaking. If you have wisdom, your life should show the fruit of your wisdom.
Cool. And hold on. And Alex, in what context?
In all areas of your life, babe.
Like I'm listening. In what context?
In every area of your life.
Give me one.
Work, relationships, connections. I'm sorry?
We follow up tomorrow night?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Let me not hold him.
Yes.
Well, I mean to answer her question, because this is a big, complete misconception.
He needs to rebut before he leaves. He does.
No, it's a big misconception. Like I hear people say this all the time, right? It was like, oh, well, you're not married, so how can you even know what you're talking about? And I make this comment to say, look, I've never, not one time in my life, ever needed to lose 50 pounds. Not ever. I've helped over 200 people lose 50 pounds.
That's your job.
So to say the fact that, because you're not married, like, look, every woman the last 10 women that I have dated will all tell you that they left that situation a better person versus a broken person. Someone told me. Hold on.
Corey, you got 30 seconds. Corey, you got 30 seconds, man. I give you 30 seconds. We can pick it up tomorrow.
30 seconds.
Okay, he going. He out. All right, put Aisha on.
Oh, dang. All right.
Did you drop him? Or he dropped himself?
No.
He gonna text me later. He gonna cuss me out. He gonna be all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Did you used to date Corey?
Hell no. I'm sorry, Corey. I'm really not trying to shade you, but no.
In the history of ever,
history of never, ever, 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 child.
Would Corey say that you went on one of his classic first dates?
I declined the request.
Well, all right, I think we got that answer. She knows when $10.
I think if you might have pulled up at the bar while he was at the bar.
Hey, Ty, she knows when $10 or more has been spent.
Ooh.
Come on, Shawn. Let's be nice.
Man,
people be getting mad at me because I'll be the nice one, and I don't want to spill the tea and all that. And I get it.
He's being nice, but
I'll be your Huckleberry.
I'm not a fan of conflict.
Yeah, I like people who actually make sense when they talk. And if I'm having a conversation with you and you're not making sense and we're not actually feeding off each other, where I'm hearing the God that's in me and you, this ain't gonna work.
Are you born and raised DC?
I was born in Houston, raised in Maryland.
Choose violence.
You choose violence.
The Houston cipher, the ATL Houston cipher, strong, ain't it?
Do what happened?
It's strong in this group. That's
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm not shooting shots or anything, but no, God's honest truth. I've been a journalist.
Okay.
I do things on camera. I have 5 commercials in rotation locally. So we can talk about things, and maybe I could get you to know some people that could do some stuff. So
I'm also at Bowie State right now, majoring in broadcast journalism.
All right, go ahead, Bowie. All right.
Yes, I go to Bowie State. So, if follow my page if you see everything there. All the work that I've done this year.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay.
So what do we have now that we're moving on? It takes a second, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's a comment that Zadia's going live.
Woo!
Right now.
Zadia?
Yeah.
Of course, Zadia's going live.
Maybe.
I heard a rumor. Her actual name is Zadia.
Maybe she'll jump on.
Who? Zadia?
Mm-hmm.
If we say her name like Candyman, she'll pop up.
Yeah, Zadia.
But yeah,
right.
we can get that. Where's Aisha Libba? Aisha was on the chat. I think she heard.
Where did she go?
She might still be here.
Yeah, I don't know if Aisha can. I don't know if Aisha can come on yet.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think what people are going to see at the reunion is just going to say black women are angry. No. I think what people might see at the reunion, though, God's honest truth, is those black women are angry with each other, and that'll be at that moment. That may be something that builds up, but I don't think it's going to be an indictment on the entire black woman race in America to see some black women have an altercation. And no one started swinging or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like that. But
I think my issue is that they can. There's this, I guess, saying going around that everything is edited, and why would you think that a person that's on a TV show that's who they really are? Like, how could you really think that a character is this person? And all I can think is, but you put yourself out here and you allowed yourself to be recorded, or some of these things that were recorded actually came out of your mouth. So how is it that it's edited or conjured up to be fake when it looks 100% like your personality?
Right. Like, so no, go ahead, Ty. You start first.
Hearing it just sounded like a miscommunication.
What do you mean?
A miscommunication in the miscommunication.
No, the blackout.
That's probably so much I can say.
This is Alex.
We should talk more.
Knew Corey, and she decided to jump on because.
Wait, was she on the show? No, I'm an innocent bystander. I'm, I watch the show like everyone else, and this is my take on what I've seen from the show. That the black women that have been on the show, besides a few that I know myself that I think are great women, but there are some other women that I just think that it was completely a horrible representation for black women, and there's no justification for it at all.
And once again, she is here because she knew Corey. Corey was on the chat. If you're just joining in, Corey's on the chat for about an hour, and it was fascinating to say the least. And because she knew Corey, she said some things about him. That was holy water. Corey got out of here, and now we're here. And yes, these are my words. I'll own them. I'll say something about the editing. So there's a difference between, to me, especially going through this process and knowing how editing works in the real film world. This is reality TV. Like I said, I was an actor, but I did not do any acting. Some people around me may have been acting, but I did not do any acting or do any antics. But the way the edits worked in my non-favor was they took literal quotes, chopped them up. You see how I talk? I talk in commas and semicolons like Barack Obama, and cut them into a phrase to say, hey, are you a provider? Yeah, I can pay a bill or two. That's not the fuck what I said. What I said was, are you a provider? Are you nervous? I said, as we get to know each other more and become boyfriend and girlfriend, I'll gladly pay bills or two as I get to know her. But the long and short of it is, I just had my first date with this woman yesterday. That is way different from the shit that they cut up because they needed, as producers, and this could be on me, come at me if you want to, RTO. As producers, they did not have it in the can, the connections or dates that Walter and Sabrina were that hot and heavy. So they had to have Shawn and Sabrina contrast with Walter and Sabrina to show Walter as the fella moving forward. Why? Because they're editing backwards, because they knew how it would end. Because Walter and Sabrina, no slight to Walter or Sabrina, they did have connections, but I was literally Sabrina's first one-on-one date. She looks like that right now. So that gives you some light as to they had all this stuff. They know how it ends. They have to still tell a story to, as Homeboy said from her friends, make it make sense. And so that is where editing comes into play. The other part, if you've been doing this episode after episode, snide remarks or making faces, undercutting people, episode after episode, day after day, week after week, sooner or later you have to take ownership of how that appears because you gave them the ammunition. One more last thing. When 5 people were challenging me or whatever they were doing in that clusterfuck of a friend's date, which was stupid, because I was just a man who said, I would love to have children. And I was all of a sudden being told that I was running game. When people talk to you like that, my intuition, and everyone who knows me, is to cuss a motherfucker smooth out. Who the fuck is you? You don't know shit about me. Bitch, nigga, nigga, bitch, bitch, nigga, bitch.
Bang, bang, shoot 'em up. Everybody got
I
it.
will scholastically or hoodly because I rock this fucking G on this jersey because I'm from Georgia. We don't give a fuck. And I would have done that on camera, but what I didn't want to do, because I know how editing and TV works, I did not want to give them the footage to paint me as an angry black man.
But if you had done that, was that still really your true feelings?
It was my true feelings. If I were to give you the real, it wouldn't have been as violent. It would have been seen as justified in the regular realm of things because our minds and our memory banks and our lives are longer than a 3-minute segment. But if I told this person, like, who the fuck is you? I just met you. I thought we were going to like play some cards, crack some crabs, and do some drinking. And you asked me questions about how I feel about Sabrina. They didn't even ask me where I came from. That's how messed up that was. By contrast, I know on some people's background, my journalistic bona fides, that they did ask Walter some challenging questions. But they made sure to show the contrast, to make the contrast stronger. He's totally perfect with him.
Okay, so I've gathered that, I received that, I can process that. Where the issue is now is, and I'm assuming when I came in, was the representation of Black women. Is that the basis of this conversation, or why you were trying to figure out why men can kind of just be like, we're over this and women can't? Was that the basis of this conversation?
No, I think the basis was, it seemed like we were both low-key trying to defend 2 different situations. Okay. And we didn't want to give in. So, but I was trying to explain it in a way that Corey would understand. Yeah.
Corey is
so we had to move
on his own mindset. He's hell-bent on being different, and he's hell-bent on, let me say stupid shit that other people wouldn't say because I want to stand out and be different. And that's not going to work for you. It's me and Corey have gotten into back and forth heated debates just the same way. Because I'm like, yo, like you're just saying shit. Like you're just saying things to say things. And they don't make sense.
I felt like,
mm-hmm. Oh, and that's what I was saying, as far as him having success in, you know, other areas of his life, and not just because hasn't been married. I'm not knocking him for that, but it's going to be very difficult for you to hold a marriage, especially with a woman with that type of talking, with that type of insight, because I've been married, I'm divorced, but we're friends now. Like we just was like, okay, this is just not gonna work because we keep going back and forth. Like our conversations could just never get to a understanding because there has to be listening going on. So in order for a marriage to be successful, it has nothing to do with let me forgive you, let's go to sleep, make sure we don't go to sleep angry. It has everything to do with listening. And if you're not willing to at least change your viewpoint or listen to another person's viewpoint and put yourself in their shoes to understand and have that empathy, it's not going to work. And Corey is not willing to understand another person's empathy or put himself in someone else's shoes at all.
All right. More questions, ladies. So we had a question about Shiloh and Phil. Tyrone, I feel like this is your account. Do you want to talk about that?
I don't have nothing to say about that.
I have nothing to say about that. We move on. Corey was married. I asked the question to Demita Joe, and Pretty Smart was asking that too. Alex, was Corey married?
No, Corey hasn't got that opportunity yet.
We've also been told to move on from Corey, but I wanted to at least try to acknowledge that. Other questions here. Go ahead, fill us up, ladies, because you finally got it. How real is the show? Because these are real people, the show is still 80% real. And that number may actually be lower than some people will want to say. I say the 20% is because you still don't control the dates. The producers control when you date somebody. You can have a list of people. And every now and then someone might drop a bug in your ear because they remember something from a past date or something you said or something someone else said that they may want you to challenge someone about on camera. But 80%, and I say 80% because these are still real people. They were not given scripts. If they had any scripts, that's because they came predestined with their own image in mind that they wanted to show. So the show is still pretty real, I think. What do you say, Ty?
I know I wasn't faking shit.
Right. most of it, I think, honestly, quite frankly,
I kind of wish I had a script.
The fellas, even though we wouldn't probably all just walk around and hang with each other immediately. I think the fellas sort of have an agreement or a feeling like, yo, we just bros trying to see if we can find some women. In fact, when I had my one round table with the fellas, those gents seemed very thoughtful, very into the process. Their observations were similar to mine, and my observations, I think I hold in high regard because they're my fucking observations. And so it wasn't like men were just being, you know, me Tarzan, she Jane, I'm going to take Jane. It was more like these guys are like, I'm on this shit. I'm going to look, at least try to appear genuine and try to do the best that I can to find something out of the selection that I have in front of me. But it took.
Well, I think you guys were robbed, not by every woman, but I think that you guys were robbed. I think they need to do a black bachelor. I think it should be one man, and y'all should be able to choose out of 50 women. I honestly don't think I like this concept anymore, the Ready to Love way, with the you choose one, you cut one out, you cut one out. I think it should be one guy. They should do a black bachelor on own, and just go let it rip. Ty, would you prefer that? Would you prefer that you would be able to choose out of 50 women versus how?
I mean, that would be amazing if I had a room full of 50 women that I could choose from. I don't think that's gonna happen. Also, I don't think anyone's ever gonna be happy. Like, even if we had a perfect cast, people would have complained and been like, "Look at all those goddamn perfect people. Why are they on TV? They don't even need to be here. They're already perfect."
Yeah. They may have amped up the drama too much by the casting selection of certain.
My sister trying to get me in trouble.
Real quick, yeah, I see that. I want to ask you that, but I'll leave it alone. Hey, Alex,
No, we can ask. We can ask.
The dogs did it, baby. The Braves did it too.
We can ask. I know she asking on purpose, but it's okay.
She asked dead at you too.
She did.
You see it too. You just
I do see it.
You're gonna ignore that.
Okay, see it.
So
well, you guys, this was awesome.
Okay.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. We'll keep in touch. But good night, everybody. Thank y'all for letting me.
Alrighty, Alex.
Good night, Alex. Hit me up. We'll talk about some stuff later.
For sure. Okay.
God bless.
The question was, how do I feel about the show wasting a date on explaining to Carrie the history of the show? No one has had to explain why they don't have a connection. All right, so first, I don't want to say it was a wasted date. If she had a genuine concern, I would say that I would have preferred to have a date where I'm working on a connection. Right?
Yes.
I guess that's the PC answer. But yeah, I mean, after 20, 30 minutes into it, I started looking around like I honestly don't know what else to say.
Queenology said it could have been a text. That's not good on TV, Queenology.
To explain.
That's not good television, as they say. When they do stuff on radio and no one can see it, I've experienced filming this season. Could you explain the Blackout 2022? What's the experience been like? All right, more questions. And wasted date seems to be the consensus. But Tyrone and Carrie are really cool.
Yeah, we're cool.
We see each other a lot, right? It's really cool.
Yeah, we're cool.
So, nothing flammable there. All right. So, more stuff. I don't have questions, but let's just go into some things you should not have to explain. Well, it's funny, like this is one of the more, from my understanding, one of the more need to explain seasons of Ready to Love in the history of Ready.
Okay, so
she was on a Friends Day. Hey,
so if I was to take that into consideration, right, of me having to explain, maybe me not wanting to have to explain made me want to be as clear as possible with everyone else, So after that, I kind of had this fear of having to do that again. So I was like, all right, let me just put it out there, I didn't know anyone before I got on the show. Only person I knew of was Naeem.
So you knew Naeem.
I knew. I mean,
the Blackout 2020
used to be at the gym.
Like DM us. Don't make it public. Just DM Ty or me as to what that date was. But saying the lines aren't given is false. I'm not saying the lines are given. I'm saying the producers would get into an ear, a concept, and then people sometimes they'll like say that line again, stuff like that.
Yeah. But I mean, there may be a topic they want you to expand on. Yeah,
the shows are not written. So there's no actual.
That's probably a good way to say it. Because they could be like, oh, I think the people would want to hear more about that. Right? Just to get it on tape, and then maybe they can, edit it later.
There was a question that was sent to me, and I missed it, and I don't know how to go back.
Yes, Libba, we still on.
We still on here. You want to fly in? We've had some flyers, baby. We've had some flyers. We've had some high flyers.
We need Libba to bring that energy.
Yes, the Blackout 2022 knows how it works.
I've seen that. I've deduced that the Blackout 22 new profile and all.
There was a question to me, and I lost it because the comments are coming in fast and furious now. So whoever gets that last question, send it back to me because I don't know how to get back there.
Yeah, it was about the All-Star again. Would we do the All-Star?
No, it was a different question. Yeah.
All right.
But Libba wants to fly in. She's welcome to. We're going to try to talk about Shawn.
Of
That's
course.
your interaction with homegirl when you said yes. I literally said hallelujah. I was tired of that shit. That's why I was going to look at me. I was tired of that shit. I wanted to get back to working. I wanted my schedule to be my own.
Come on, Libba.
Don't think that she was there.
So
because I didn't think she was there, I'll tell you what also too. This guy's not true because I think I only had very few connections. But also, like, I'd like to see it. But because of what happened with Sabrina, I did not trust the process/show. And because I didn't trust that, I didn't trust anything else. Because this is some man shit talking. There was salvos at my character. Salvos at me being a man who earned things. And so therefore, I'm not going to dig into this shit any further. So,
what's going on,
I said in another conversation, it's like I decided to be still. God will fight your battle, so I stayed still. And so therefore, I said, hallelujah, because I'm tired of this shit.
I got
There was no Drew Carey at the end of that shit. The Price is Right. There was no $1 million check. There was no homes at the end of the show. There's just the price of someone dating. So I ain't got to stick around for this shit. So I couldn't wait. I want to say deuces to Shawn. That's my answer. Hey, Libba, everyone's saying hey to you, baby.
What's up, y'all?
Libba bringing that Libba heat, like always.
Wearing that Tom.
How you doing, Libba?
I'm good.
Did you miss me?
The sister a little tired, but I'm good or whatever. How y'all doing?
Why you tired? Why you tired?
They've been working me like a Hebrew slave today. Do you hear me? I didn't even have lunch or dinner. That's how tired I am.
You know what? This is very Seinfeldian. But why do people think that the Hebrews worked harder than us? I know they were moving big ass stones, but we slaves too.
I don't know. I just worked hard today. Look, I'm too tired to even to contemplate. And
Libba, how do you accept apologies?
How do I accept apologies?
Mm-hmm. Everyone knows that there's an apology acceptance quiz, right? And it's important.
Yeah, because Tyrone wants
if you're in a relationship
for voting you off the first episode.
Say that again.
God damn it, Shawn.
No,
wait, Shawn, what did you just say?
I said Tyrone wanted to apologize for voting you off the first episode. I'm totally lying. That's the truth. But people who've been here since the beginning, what we had was Corey come on talking about apologies and how people should accept them and all that stuff. And so therefore, we're trying to ask, how do people accept apologies? What's the step-by-step process when someone you feel has done you wrong or there's alt for you to accept their apology and move on? So
I'm going to give an unorthodox answer. One, it all depends on the situation, right? So like if you're in a heated argument, I don't know if an apology will make a difference or not because I'm already heated. So that's separate. But I don't necessarily feel like I need an apology for me to forgive you.
Okay, not an apology, but what about an acceptance of your wrongdoing?
Hey, Leslie, thank you for buying the book, by the way, Leslie. Thank you so much. It's in the mail. You should get it by Tuesday. I sent it media.
Right?
Go ahead.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I said, maybe not an apology. They don't have to apologize. But what if there's just zero acceptance in their wrongdoing? What if they're just
You mean on their part? You're saying that they don't take accountability for their actions?
They don't even say, I'm sorry you feel that way. They just keep it moving.
No, they just like, I didn't do it.
So here's the thing. Again, it all depends on the circumstance. I do not need an apology from somebody in order for me to forgive them. I'll repeat that. So sometimes, depending on the situation, I don't need no apology.
I agree with that too.
Yeah. So, but
it is tougher though.
It depends on the circumstance. If you're over there insulting me or you going all the way left field, then it's going to take me a little bit more time to forgive. But I think that sometimes what people do is they hold apologies against someone. They weaponize apologies. So like, let's keep that real as well. Sometimes they will hold something against someone because they hadn't necessarily apologized. Well, what's that apology for? Is it for them or is it for you?
you know? So again, I don't need for someone to apologize in order for me to forgive them. Right is right and wrong is wrong. If you wrong, that's on you. They ain't got shit to do with me.
I think sometimes that it's a little bit more murky than what's right and right, what's wrong is wrong. I think things.
That's why I said circumstantial. Absolutely.
It can be circumstantial. But what I do need is some acknowledgement of you agitating my feeling about it, even if you don't apologize. I've had many a girlfriend who keeps needling and wanting to be right while acting like they're dealing with why they were wrong. And I'm tired of that equivalency. That's
okay, so I will say
I just need a little degree of like, you know what
up, Carrie?
You have to do that. And then we can keep it moving, you know.
Well, I will say that
shit, y'all.
Hey Carrington. So I would say that I've been guilty of wanting to have the last word.
Come up, y'all.
I've been guilty of not acknowledging what someone is saying because I was so quick to try to make my point that I totally missed their point.
Yeah.
You know,
so what'd you do after that?
So sometimes I would keep it moving and not say shit. Sometimes, like, I would have to step back and say, okay, I was wrong. I was so busy trying to prove my point that I totally missed yours altogether. You know, you got to acknowledge your wrongs, you know? But again, it depends on the circumstance. Because I could be stubborn and sometimes if you hurt me so bad, I don't want to hear anything that you have to say at that point. Like, I'm going to need a minute. I'm going to need a second. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me being all the way real. Is she gonna join us?
Carrie telling us to go to bed. Hey, let me tell you.
Carrie, I literally just jumped on here, girl. I saw that
when I was out Monday night celebrating them dogs winning. Carrie out there smoking cigars, reveling it up, living it up, acting like she owned DC. This is my neighborhood.
So, Carrie, I literally just jumped on. I saw they've been on here for like 4 hours, and I was like, "Yo, y'all still on here?"
God damn it! It ain't 4 hours. We started at 8:05.
I said like.
It feels like 4 hours, by the way. It feels like we watched Titanic, the sequel. We've been on this motherfucker for a long time.
Right. I just got here, honey. I just jumped on. They invited me to join, so I jumped on. So I wasn't even going to join initially.
We've been trying to untangle some logic.
How's it working for you?
Nope.
So I was asked about other complications in life while trying to do the show.
Okay.
And when we first got the dates, right? You know, we were sent 2 dates on some possible, on some filming windows, right? And one of those windows happened to be on the time frame that I was going to have my daughter, right? And me being a single dad, I almost didn't do it, right? Because it ended up being on that window. And that was part of the frustration of having to do the filming. You know, shout out to my sister who helped out a lot. But like that kind of affected me a little bit too.
You felt guilty, huh? Was there some guilt?
So not necessarily the guilt. I mean, maybe a little bit of guilt, but I knew that, you know, she was going to be leaving soon, right? And I was like, man, I could be spending all this time
with your baby girl, right?
But I'm here on a date with Carrie.
Oh!
Carrie said she ain't coming on.
No, I'm joking. Carrie knows it. She know I'm joking, but yeah.
So how did you handle that though? Hey, Culinary Creations.
It was tough. It was real tough. I ain't even gonna lie. It was tough, like, because the schedule is kind of unknown, right? You're trying to handle childcare and time to be there, and plus work in a business.
It's a lot of pressure.
No, it's not.
But Tyrone, that's what people face every day.
No. I get it, but I don't think they're filming for 14 hours.
I know, but I'm just saying. My point is that people can relate to that. A lot of people have that sensation where their parents and they have to work a lot of hours. They have to sacrifice time that they ordinarily would spend with their kids. And then when you're at work, you're thinking like, damn, I miss my child, or, we could be doing this and that. So yeah, that's a reality. Very much so.
So the work and the kid is fine. Right? It's just, now I gotta go to a pool party. Now I gotta plan for a pool party. Now I gotta plan for this and plan for that date, and deliberations, and sometimes the timing is not the timing of filming is not the timing that you arrive on set.
I mean, it could be like 4 hours later, right?
Yeah, because this was not the most punctual production.
Come on, Shawn is just Shawn already said,
I want all the
RTL want to come for me.
Bring all the action. I got receipts. This shit.
Shawn.
Bruh.
Shawn.
And madam.
Shawn.
I reserve my
time. Will you tell him?
Shawn, it's okay. You got something to sip on? Go and take a sip.
Well, you know what? This mason jar has gotten really low several times tonight.
Go on, take you a sip, boo. Go on, take you a sip.
And it's Highline Cigar City, Tampa Bay. We're gonna go down there for the cigar in March.
Should we do recaps of next season? And the season after that, and the season after that.
I want us to go back to, like, now that we have people who are, I was able to talk like the damn, the second episode because I was already kicked off and I did all of my obligations. But I think it would be so dope for us to go back and review, like how we were feeling.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Let's go back and review that shit because now we can really talk about like what really happened behind the scenes.
And
commentary.
We would have certain releases in a time frame area. There's still things we couldn't be able to talk about, but this is
like I didn't say that shit.
Like I tell my castmates this all the time. This is our class. This is our class outside of a college or high school, but it feels like high school reunion time or whatever. This is what we did together. If you pledged anything, if you graduated at the same time, if you were at a company during your youth, this is what this feels like. We are adults, fully realized adults, going through the same thing, whether we were on it for a long period of time or a short period of time. We all know what it meant to be on a reality show. And it's special. It's something we will bitch and complain about for the rest of our days. But deep down inside, we're that we are here. Libba ain't gonna give you no satisfaction. All right, so that's Libba.
No, I'm not gonna complain about it for the rest of my damn life. Oh no, honey.
No, I'm saying no. I didn't say it like that. But I'm saying we will do that, but we will also deep down be like, that was cool, because there's a very select amount of people. Not that we got paid like NBA All-Stars, but like in the NBA, there's only like 200 professional basketball players in the world. Like, we are one of the few people who are on that. We opened up our lives, too. We didn't get paid anything worth a damn. We got a stipend, which hardly paid for gas money. Don't read anything else. That's literally what it was. But we still opened ourselves up. We were looking for love, and 80 to 90% of it was 100% genuine. How about that? 80 to 90% of it was 100% genuine. You like that?
Well, what I will say is I'm out here living my best life. So
she is.
And with that, there's no regrets, So I'm enjoying myself. I've recognized that whatever is happening right now, this synergy that we have, it's not coming back, So we need to make the best of it, and that's why I'm out here living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with y'all. Like, no.
Living my best life.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's not necessary. So yeah, yeah, that's what it is. So
We got any more questions that I may have missed, Tyrone, because I was too busy drinking and
no, we might be good. It might be at a good stopping point. You know.
Yeah, ready to stop, and I just hopped on. That's just like a
You know
man.
what,
That's that bullshit.
That's just like a man.
for you.
That's not just like.
So what do you think about? So I have some questions that the people might want to know about. Shawn, are the guys in DC spoiled?
Yes. That's true. Yes.
Spoiled how?
Like when it comes to like when it comes to dating, do you think we're spoiled?
Me coming from a disposition where I was always a geek and I felt like an underdog, and I was getting better as I got older, as far as my appearance and how I carry myself and all that stuff. I can see when there's an atmosphere of gentlemen who always think that they're God's gift, they are at least adequate enough for the women that are seeking their service. And so I have no problem with saying, yeah, a great deal of men are spoiled in DC.
Or at least feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not a man.
Nope.
Far from it. But as a woman, I will say this, that the men from the DC metropolitan area are fine as shit. A lot of them are just...
You're welcome.
Good looking.
See? Carrington.
Yes.
The people may need to hear from you, bruh.
Yes. Come on, bro, Carrington. Stop playing.
The people may need to hear from you.
Come on, see where you at. Remember, we hung out immediately after the reunion. This trio in Carrington.
Right. So that's my point, Carrington. There's a lot of fine established men in this area. And so you say that the men are spoiled, but so are the women. Like our expectations.
The women are terrible too.
So do you feel like it affects relationships?
It's a terrible
in this area.
Have a relationship.
Does it impact the relationships? I would say so. Yes. Sometimes it makes it harder. That's why it's such a playground. It makes it a little bit harder to, settle down with someone, but it all depends on what you want,
It's a great place to be single. It's always ranked that way. It doesn't talk about the actual coupling together part.
But I think it's different because if you are from here, it's a little bit different.
It is.
It's a lot different for the natives than it is for the transplants.
Okay, but I've been here about 20 years, so I have a good idea of what DC has to offer.
The reason I say that it's different. The reason I say that it's different for the people for the natives, such as myself, is because you grow up with so many people from this particular area, and people from DC, we don't necessarily leave this area either. Like we might leave from Prince George's County to Virginia or to DC, but we're not really fleeing this area because this is such a great area for people of color.
DC patriots are absolute patriots. Libba's right. DC patriots do not leave.
Right. So then with that, know the culture, you appreciate the culture, about, like I talk about the Northwest brothers, the difference between a Northwest brother versus a Southeast brother versus a Montgomery County brother, the high schools, all the good spots, all of that, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit different for the people who are from here. Now you could be a transplant and be here 20, 25 years and have a great appreciation for it. But in terms of your circle of people and your network, it's not the same. It's not.
Yeah. Ah, shit.
Is this part of the show, since it's a playground, y'all are trying to narrow it down?
Let's go. Let's get it.
And also, who we are
flying? I might need to refill my drink.
What's going on?
Speak on it, bro.
What's going on? I'm about to tell everybody to hold my beer. Look. I don't care what people think. What people think goes on here in Washington, D.C., with your corporate, private sector, public sector, whatnot. Dating here is it's a playground. There's nothing but successful women here. I've been telling my friends this all the time. It's nothing but beautiful black women who got money, got bodies, got shape, got X, Y, and Z. But then there's also beautiful black men that are here who got money in shape, doing the things they need to do, and move a certain way. The only difference is what separates them is their social interactions and the people in the network that they hang out with. You know what I'm saying? So there's this, I feel like on the show, there was this, there's a side of our society in the DC area that I don't even get a chance to see. It's a lot of people kind of just go to work, do their thing, handle their business. But then there's another side that I didn't want to portray on the show and that a lot of us know about, but we don't speak about, is because it's not for everybody here. Like, it's kind of like the social elite in the sense of like, okay, you do X, Y, and Z. I own an IT firm, I own a tech firm, but we really don't care about any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like, what are you doing? What's your side hustle? What business are you putting on? You know what I'm saying? Hey, can I come support your event? Do you have a branded event sponsoring going on? What celebrities coming in town? What athletes coming in town? So when it comes from the sense of hey, Miss Independent Woman, when it comes from the sense of DC being a playground, like, I see the one every weekend, and people don't get that. The one every weekend, every time I step out, it's like, damn, she's fine. Let me go holler at her. But then the next week, it's like, okay, she's a doctor. Okay, she's a lawyer. Oh, by the way, she used to be a cheerleader for the NFL team, or she's a mogul here. Look, man, I'm just trying to tell you.
We
And
literally had a cheerleader from the NFL team on this check.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And what I found is I've met people from all walks of life, but the overwhelming thing is that everyone here in DC loves affluent Black people, point blank, period. You don't get this in different markets. If you're not from here, if you didn't come from a market like this, you got to understand, the men here who thrive and do well, they don't have to talk to or holler at any type of woman out here whatsoever just because they're here. You also understand that because we're in this area and there's a plethora of us out here, we're also a part of a small percentage of men around the United States that are in that category. So I'm not defending it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, if we really looked at it, you know what I'm saying, from a larger perspective, you don't get a chance to walk into an Idaho or North Dakota and find someone that looks good, smells good, talks good, you know what I'm saying, is about their business and knows how to run an enterprise on any level.
Right.
You walk into DC to a happy hour, everyone's a mogul amongst themselves. It's kind of like, it's political. It's kind of like, how do you move, shake, you know, how are you doing business? And there's so many angles when it comes to different groups that you can become a part of the African diaspora. Like, yeah, I'm a tech person, but I like to hang out with the hipsters. There's so many subcategories here. Like, let's go drinking cigars, you know what I'm saying, with Shawn. Like, that's a subculture in itself, and that has its own political values and tiers that move along. So, like, being on the show, I just felt like it was very much base level of interactions that people are kind of expecting to be when you meet a Black woman or a Black male. But there's so many different levels of degrees of how you can move and shake, and not everyone's going to get it or understand it unless you come from that environment.
It's siloed, Carrington, and I'm so glad you came on here because we talked about this. We talked about this a lot during the reunion. In fact, I got to know you, but it's siloed, and it felt like people who weren't from DC making DC observations as to what DC was. DC is all of that and a bag of chips in some regards. DC is Black Valhalla. You have the best of the best making it happen within that $4.95, within that $3.95, and even still, they may or may not talk to each other, but it looks just like the TV shows that you think are not real. There are degrees on top of degrees, and they're not all HBCUs. They are Ivy. They are West Point. They are Pac-10. They are serious Black folk here, moving and shaking on a different level. I'm from Georgia, and Atlanta was the only thing I could have that to compare to. But even Atlanta, it pales in comparison to the legitimate power dynamic of Black folks doing it. It's like, wait a minute, that's a brother who does such and such. That's a sister who does X, Y, and Z.
Don't forget the streets of hard knocks too. You know what I'm saying?
And come up from
everyone hustles here.
And that doesn't mean that they actually talk to each other. It means that, I have expectations. I have a different dynamic. And the women I dated before I got onto the show, they were dreadheads. They were nappy heads. They may not have had any head. They may have been bald. They may have been Erykah Badu tattoo wearing sisters who were at a concert the night before listening to Rashawn Patterson or somebody smoking incense and smoking weed, and then the next day they are doing a PowerPoint because they are in front of serious motherfuckers at Pfizer or some serious motherfuckers at any.
Let me break this down for you on that tip. You just reminded me. A lot of us don't mix and match well because women or men aren't looking for that particular person. They're not looking for the woman that's got it all on X, Y, and Z. Some of these women are not looking for, the man that's got it all. What they want to do is they make their own money, they travel, they spend their own money what they want to spend it on. But when I go out, I want to step out, I want to listen to trap music. I want the boys that are running them streets. I want the X, Y, and Z. I want the look. I want the feel and the vibe. This is not for everyone, though. Don't get twisted. This is not for everyone. This is just a different side of DC that you might not see. Because I've seen nothing but successful women be like, look at dude like Ty in the face and be like, nah, I'm good, bro. Nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him whatsoever. But if he ain't got Givenchy on, if he ain't got X, Y, and Z on, if he ain't riding a certain way, talking a certain way,
Or
it don't really matter.
Flag or something.
Yeah, it don't matter. Like it just doesn't. They'd rather rock with the promoter, rock with the person who either. And this is not even a knock on me or anybody that's involved in my business. It's just they rather rock with them because they know that they're about to get a consistent lifestyle.
But you know what? I think that it also varies. You are at a different stage in your life than I am, Carrington. So like some of the women that you're talking about even are younger, maybe single,
don't fret on me. I'm up 10 down 10. So like I've seen it all from all walks.
We're talking about the women on the scene. We're not talking about you per se. I'm just saying, in terms of, it depends on where they are in their lives as well, right? So yeah, they may love trap music, but then you might have people who still love go-go music and still love mumble sauce and
the go-go scene's crazy in DC too, and they act out just as much. They just older. That's all.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm making. But I think that it all depends on where they are in their lives. So if they've never been married and they're looking for their next love, and they may not necessarily be ready for them, and they want to travel and do whatever, like you said, they're going to do that. But
I'm speaking about the people in the streets that are moving. I think you're making a case for something that doesn't happen as often. I'm talking about if we were to go outside and go somewhere, if I was going to a mixer, if I was going to a go-go, if I was going to some sort of live performance, museum, festival, whatever it is, that these are the women that you're going to end up running into for the most part. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying with people in all walks of their life. It's just not that apparent when they're doing that. Usually they're inside isolated, not doing as much, or they're their one girl that's in the group that's kind of like, hey, I'll only go out if the whole group of friends goes out. It's more so when we meet these women, it's typically they're more sociable. This is outside the apps. Mm-hmm. We're not talking about people that are working on themselves, building businesses in the home, staying out the way. I think that's it's niche in its own right. But for the majority, I think if you're sociable and you're going out, this is the pool of women, or these are the pool of guys that we're pulling from.
Has it changed with the pandemic, do you think?
Absolutely. And these apps are running rampant right now to the point where everyone's experimenting with, I wouldn't have otherwise have met you on the good side of it. Then there's the otherwise I wouldn't have met you on the bad side of it, where I had the worst date ever, worst situation ever. And then there's I had to turn down my standards because I'm not sure what's out here, and and it's hard to get out, and I'm not trying to get COVID at the same time.
Right.
Exactly.
So like everyone's changing what their standards were or weren't. It really doesn't matter. Honestly, I tell people, if you're happy, and there's no one can take your happiness away from you, but as long as you set a standard and expectation between the two of you, who gives a fuck what everyone else thinks about it? You grow your own shit the way you want to grow your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're okay with a sneaky link right now because you got business and this, that, and the third, yet you preach how you want a man and you want a solid foundation of growing in X, Y, and Z, you gotta look yourself in the mirror and understand what you can give and where you're at. And then two, you gotta be able to be grown enough to assess where someone else is and respect where they're at. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying this is the majority of the people that I've seen on the apps, the women that I've run into in these type of situations, or that have told me about it.
We got a couple questions, Carrington. So
Yeah.
one question is, why are the men so easily swayed every week?
Easily swayed in what way?
Joe?
I'll get a follow up on that. But we had another question.
It's like
when you're exposed to success on a consistent basis, what is it that you prefer to see in a person that would change your perspective?
All right, say that again.
So when you're exposed to success on a consistent basis, what would you prefer to see or experience in a person that would change your perspective and point you towards something more serious?
So I can't speak for every man. This is just the conversation that I've had amongst my good men, you know, and without sharing too many of the details, I think everyone looks for something different. One of my boys is like, I like thick girls. He won't say that out. Not he's ashamed of it. He just goes for thicker women. It doesn't matter. Basically what the point I'm making is it's a novelty that men we go after. It's not necessarily a whole entire idea. There's men that cheat on their wives for novelty, but doesn't mean that they love their wife any less. But the female perspective could be that he doesn't love me. We're wired differently than women are. I read this book called Sex at Dawn, and it broke it down from how we were like animals in the sense of how we moved in a nomadic or an agricultural environment, and how we kind of and choose our mates. Some people were okay with having a family environment where you could have multiple partners, but you guys all were in the same tribe and took care of them. Then there were others that would hoard their partners or only worry about their family unit. But since they had that family unit, in order to survive, when your resources ran out, you had to go and war and pillage with someone else in order to expand, in order to keep your family line alive. Everyone moves differently. Everyone shakes differently. I just think that when it comes to men, we look for something that's more novelty. If that's the question being asked, we look for something more novelty than we do something more wholesome that's going to hold us down. We also don't want to stay stagnant or complacent with what's happening around us. But hey, man, if I like big booties and that's what I see a big booty, I'd rather holler the big booty, even though she came with the girl that I'm supposed to be talking to. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pay attention to the girl who has larger assets, just because that's what my novelty is.
Yeah, I get you.
Wait.
I get you.
The clause of that sentence was hilarious, but true, but hilarious. Like,
I mean, I'm about being transparent in 2022, and it's not about lying or being upfront. I'm just keeping it 100, whether you want to hear it or not. These are truths that people don't want to talk about.
No, we want to talk about it because we've been. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Karen.
So this what do you think this DC nightlife is going, Carrington?
I don't know. All I know is it's not the same that it used to be, because this shit was lit. We started the brunches, we started the hookahs, we started that whole vibe that everyone else is taking over. But we enjoy Atlanta. We go Dogs, by the way. That was kind of dope. I ain't gonna hold you. But
that's what I thought you might.
But I mean, people have been picking that up in LA and Atlanta and different markets when it comes to the vibes amongst, Black people. Again, when I said there's so many people in the African diaspora here where you can find your different types of tribes, I've gone out and hung out with my hipster friends, my more corporate Black friends, if you understand what I'm saying, my guys who are in the trap, my ball players, but then they got to go to work,
Oh, hang in there, Carrington. I got a follow-up question for you.
Let's
talk about how Georgia whooped that ass while Carrington on free. So Georgia whooped that ass. The end.
Libba, what's the consensus from the women about the men in the area?
Come on, hey Carrington. If you can hear us, like, get in
that we ain't shit. We ain't looking for shit. We don't want shit. I'm
so
hey, Confessions of a Reality.
Confessions is good.
Hey, Confessions.
Yeah, so Carrington's gonna pick back up
Carrington.
when he gets his connection.
Y'all can't hear me. So here's the thing, and I agree with my girl Aisha, like a big butt, that's only gonna go but so far. The shit gonna fall eventually, or not. But
Aisha should be acting like she ain't got no big butt.
We know about Dream. We know about.
got a cute ass.
We
Like
know about the
I
whole
told her the other
circuit.
day, you can't keep saying
Hi,
you in
Bob.
part of the small booty crew.
You got pop. Anyway, go ahead, Libba. Sorry, but we had to acknowledge that Aisha had pop.
Phil. I don't know, Shawn. You haven't look. I lost my train of thought. That's like the 5th damn time you did that. So like
I've been doing it all night. We just been acknowledging some people as we go.
I just think some people just don't want to settle down.
Some people don't want to settle down. It depends. You know, I think I feel like there's some great men in the DC area. So like I also believe that I think that it all depends on what you want and where you are in your stage of life, period. You have to, and I agree with you, Aisha, you have to have more of the substance than just a body and some, some good, that can wear out fast. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years, 10, who knows? But that's not going to be something that's going to carry your relationship. Like not at all. And if that's the case, then it'll be a lot of older men who are dating a lot of younger women. And, taking advantage of that them being naive. So, yeah.
I started to notice that like a lot of the women either don't know what their keeper factor is, or they're not willing to stand by, what they feel is right and what their boundaries are.
Yeah.
And they are constantly letting men get away with subpar standards, right? So it's not like we want to do the shit. It's the fact that y'all let us do the shit. I mean, y'all let them.
It's not that
y'all let them do the shit and get away with it.
Well, some women are desperate, and some women, I hate to make it sound like that, but some women, they will accept the bare minimum, and that is what their expectation is. And that they don't necessarily, they may not know what their worth is.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, what's up, Will Packer Productions?
Will Packer Productions, like what y'all suckers?
I know.
What y'all saying?
We just talking about relationship stuff. We ain't doing nothing wrong.
Will Packer Productions. You see everybody like ties and shit, guys.
Yeah, with Shawn.
Will Packer Productions. Oh shit. Oh,
what me?
What the hell? Will Packer Productions.
Let me sit up straight. Let me speak a little bit more proper.
People went and got a compact and shit, started to do that. Like, we got to get ourselves right because this Will Packer Production.
It started off because I had mentioned that I had asked if the dudes in
Sorry, my phone was about to die.
Hook that shit up.
Yeah, it started because I had asked if the men in this area are spoiled. And
I don't know if they're spoiled. I think there's some men who are entitled.
There's a lot that we can choose from, right? We don't have to settle, if that makes sense.
And women, but here's the thing. The women, we also have a lot to choose from as well. So it can go both ways.
Which is probably why
you shut your mouth.
Just floating around being Eskimo buddies and shit.
Hey, Carrington about to fly in here.
Right, so
these questions about to get me in.
So question, right? Like you've been in this area.
I was talking mad shit until something from corporate came on.
Carrington's gonna answer this, right? And I know he is.
He said his phone died, so he's probably letting it.
Yeah. So speaking of that, right? We were talking about, and I know some of the fellas was talking about coming up and seeing the ladies on the show and just kind of guesstimating how many of the women we would have either already known, or how many women on the show either another dude on the show dated or one of our fellas dated. Right? If we was to go through that criteria, how many people wouldn't be on that list?
Oh, yeah. You can date somebody their man's used to talk to, and it gets all tricky and political. It's interesting.
Right.
It's funny because when they told me that I was selected as a cast member, I was so nervous to go to that damn mixer because I was like, yo, please, I hope there's nobody that I know who is part of this cast, man or female. Like, I just did not want to see anybody. And I was so grateful. I was like, ooh, I don't know none of these people. Perfect.
Yeah, that was actually kind of surprising to me.
I was relieved, like, woo! I don't know them. Because I do know some people who've auditioned, but I was like, "Ooh, Lord, please." Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew like 6 of the cast members prior to the show.
Yeah.
You knew how many?
About 6.
Wow.
6. The 6 or the 20 or the 3 out of 10. You knew 30% of the cast.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Gosh.
And they knew you.
Oh, they clearly knew him.
I'm trying to make sure I
So
ain't miss nothing.
I already knew Walter. I've met Walter before we hung out. Met Frank before we hung out. Phil was the homie. Already knew Phil, and then
Because Phil is the homie.
What up, Brandon?
Yeah.
What's good? So we were talking about
Courtney, Shiloh, and then Sydney also knew probably.
Wow.
Desi in the area too, and she don't know none of us. Well, shit, Desi, that sounds like a you.
the math is kind of easy, Leslie. No, I'm just joking. Just multiply.
So it's a little tough.
I'm joking. I'm messing with you.
So here's my question to you guys.
It's more than half that's not DC, JM Honey.
Go ahead.
Would it have been tougher for you guys to date on this show with cameras around, knowing multiple people on the show prior to? Like, how would that have been for you guys? Because I know it was tough. I was like, man, I can't even really. This is interesting, you know.
You felt like you couldn't be yourself. Like, did you feel like you were restricted, or?
No,
not quite restricted. It's just something that was never, you know, I guess we've never explored that kind of option, and if we would have been comfortable off camera exploring it, versus this was the first time bringing something up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah.
Look, Will Packer's asking, or the productions, if you could date in any other RTL franchise city, which would y'all chose? Are you talking about
Miami?
Or
Miami?
Miami?
Be careful.
Probably like,
if you actually like black women
I
don't know where to go. Black professionals in Miami don't have a lot of places to go. They
shout out to Victory though. You go to Victory in Miami. Shout out to
I did that.
Pardo.
Victory.
I like that lineup.
Yeah, Victory in Midtown Miami is a spot you can go to.
Yeah.
It reminds you of DC, but
so they're asking,
it's real luxurious.
He's asking Atlanta, Houston, or Miami. I would have. So that's hard for me. I would have chosen Atlanta, but we already know what the stats are for men to women and ratio in Atlanta.
Yeah, I liked Houston. I liked Houston.
Girl, Raleigh Durham ain't in the damn questionnaire. I love you though. It's good to see you. Raleigh Durham questionnaire. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I would have chosen the men in Atlanta from those two franchises. I would have been interested more so in the men in Atlanta than in Houston.
Why is that, Libba?
Well, when the show first started, it was the age range was more like 35 to 50, you know, and they had some older men or some men that were established or in a, lifestyle. So that or but as it's gone, as this seems like it's getting younger and younger and younger. It's not been working.
I know, Libba, right? Us old folks.
Being a young professional, I'm probably hitting Miami just to see what I can see, respectfully, for reasons we know why. Just hey.
You know what's funny, Carrington? I posted that poster with Shawn, like they recruiting for Ready to Love in Miami, and I had so many people. One dude like, are they gonna find enough black people in Miami? Like, black folks who go to Miami, like, well, where are the black folks that I want to talk to? In Miami, you got to go to Marble Gardens. You got to go to damn St. Petersburg. You got to go to Victory. There's certain rooftops. It's almost like a smaller LA where it's scattershot. The black folk, the professional, the type of black folk that you say you want to see in Miami. I wouldn't want to meet Atlanta folk, but Houston is really growing on me. Houston's been all up and down my timeline. Been in my damn ear. Like, them chicks are close to being Atlanta tight. but you in the Central Time Zone, and y'all don't do grits like we do. So I know Atlanta girls, but I like you, Houston. Y'all come on, Dallas. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all got the talent. You like the Cowboys. Y'all got the talent. You just coach. Y'all need some coaching.
Just don't know how to put it together.
Dallas needs some damn coaching. That damn green outline on that skyline on that building ain't enough. That neon green light on that building ain't enough, Dallas. Y'all need some coaching.
I think
I thought about pulling up in Houston, just to go.
Tyrone, which one did you say? Or which?
You just said Houston. You just said Houston.
I like Houston.
Houston.
I like Atlanta. And Houston.
Okay.
But I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
I love Atlanta, and I need to spend more time in Houston because everyone keeps telling me to go there. So I'm curious as to what's going on.
Maybe I went to the wrong places, but I've been to Houston. And
hey, Denise.
maybe I just need a tour guide.
Yeah, I spent some time in South Florida, and when you're looking at, hold on, this thing is messing up now. But I've been in South Florida, and it's untapped when it comes to Black professionals in the area. It's something that needs to happen. It's already happening. And if you're in that area, in that market, pretty much what I've seen, if they're Black people, they're usually Black stars. So they're typically at the higher end restaurants, the club parties, the good old clubs and things of that nature. So,
Right.
I did have a question real quick, and I apologize, but I don't want to talk. I'll be quiet for it. Carrington, how did you get started in your nightlife business? How and what drew you to that? How did that happen? What's the evolution of that?
So essentially, I'm a people person. I like to talk to people, as you guys have picked up. It's not hard for me to work a room, understand people, at least find one or two things to align with so that we can have common ground. And from there, I was working in IT. I was like I opened the Georgetown Apple Store as one of the first employees there. Wow. And someone reached out to me and was like, man, you know how to really talk to people. You dress fly even for when you're working at the Apple Store. And I have an opportunity for you if you're down with that. I didn't know what he was talking about. And I ended up at the park at 14 at 23 years old, doing dinners, R&B parties and things of that nature. And I kind of fell in love with the idea of hosting individuals and understanding how they like to have a good time. From there, I became a dot connector. I figure out what you do. And I was like, you know what? I think you guys should be in talks with one another. And then that's kind of how it started growing. I started kind of doing quality and quantity. I wasn't much of let me get 3,000 people there, but I was like, I can handpick 500 dope individuals that I've vetted and bring them together for some, dope type of experience, whether we're on rooftops at the W, whether we're at stadium, and some of my athletic friends are tipping, or rapper friends are tipping, or if, we're at a brunch on a Sunday that's real bougie, you know what I'm saying? I think the sophisticated ratchetness that DC brings and is part of something that you don't get in different areas. It's like, we go to work, we do what we do, we make our money, but we like to turn up too. We like to, women like to shake their butts, dudes like to stand on tables and do good stuff with their friends. You know what I'm saying?
Sunday is crazy.
At the end of the day, you'll be at home safe, you know what I'm saying? You're going home safe to your family, whatever your environment is, and you don't really have to worry about much of the things that happen in different markets in terms of violence or fights. Even though we have those, it's not as prevalent here as it is in other markets that I found.
And they're net
but
promoters.
That's how it started.
They're marketing. Those people are net promoters. They promote your shit. You find that 500 people, they will promote your shit even further, and they spread on even more. They ain't no standing on tables in DC though.
We feel that.
Oh, that ain't on tables in DC.
Yeah, you get your ass arrested on tables in DC. Libba, what you got about?
It's not like it's more of the culture. It's more of the culture. When you pay for a VIP, you want to stand on the couch. You know what I'm saying? You're singing at the top of your lungs your favorite Future song. It's a different environment versus a restaurant and you see someone randomly. It's more so a part of the subcultures here. Nightlife is a subculture. It's one specific subculture in the DC area. And there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about, but that no one will ever, that you'll never see happening. There's a lot of things that I've seen that, like, my friend would never do that, and I'm like, sure.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, when
Roll the tape.
alcohol gets a good time,
Right, Libba.
birthdays, like you know the one thing I did hate that kind of went from the bedroom to the streets was I was really over the whole lace tops and stuff where you're seeing the lingerie as an everyday accessory, and that came from the City Girls era. When you know, when City Girls and Megan Thee Stallion was hot about 2 years ago, right before the pandemic, during it, that was one of the eras I did not like. Whether you were corporate or not, you all wanted to show out, and I was just like, I'm tired of seeing lingerie, at front.
Are they going back and forth about the DC native being on the show in the comments?
That's a big. That's big.
I was born. I was just raised in California, so I came back to kind of peep, how it was. Part of me that was missing. So I feel very much connected to DC and have the families from here, aunties and uncles, cousins, everybody. Yeah. And we're from uptown, Northwest. Delafield.
I know.
Rittenhouse.
I got you.
Yeah. Carrington got family here. Libba is born and bred in PG County, which is actually he ain't in DC. If you don't know,
my family, here's the thing, like a lot, just like a lot of Black people, your family migrates from the South to up here. And so for me, the majority of my family migrated from North Carolina to the DC area. And so for my family, we're like 3 or 4 generations in. So my parents, they're from DC. My grandmother's from DC. So they were like government employees. They may have worked for Metro, Howard University. And then my father is from like Southeast DC. He's from Berry Farms. He's from Berry Farms, where there's the spot where it was demolished before it was recently demolished. And so, there is a lot of pride. People don't understand that for the people who are from here, there is a lot of pride that's associated from them, being from here, because they come from a Berry Farms. They've worked so that they can live in Prince George's County or in like the suburbs and things of that nature. So they are like 1 or 2 generations out of the hood, and so that is where a lot of that pride is coming from. So when people don't understand why people from this particular area is so territorial and so proud to be from the DC metropolitan area, but that has a lot to do with it. Is because they've worked their way out of the hood. Prince George's County is the area in which has the highest, the Black people who has the highest education and make the most money per capita in the whole entire country. Well, part of that is because they work their asses off to ensure that their families could live a certain lifestyle. So yeah, that's why you hear so many people like, well, there's nobody from DC. And then the culture, like someone was saying, like, you didn't hear anybody from the show talk about Yo Bama. You don't hear nobody talking about go-go music. You didn't hear anybody talk about, certain things that are specific to here in the DC area. And that's what they were missing when it came to the culture on the show. It just was not necessarily exhibited. Although you can see different places within the DC area, but it's still not the same.
It was sanitized.
Huh?
It was sanitized.
Yeah, and so that is why you hear, that's why you hear people say, but what about this? What about that? Like, it was no brother from DC, literally. Like, there was no brother from DC, and this is called Ready to Love DC. So
there was no barbershop dude. There was no DC barbershop dude.
Yeah, so that's why people need to understand. Oh, somebody said the professor's coming out. That's right, Professor Live, exactly. You better recognize, yes, I am a professor.
And they are pork chops. They're not soy chops. Them thick ass pork chops.
Yes,
like
and so
pork chops. That's DC too.
Yes, pork chops. That's right. But
Be
no,
okay.
and same thing for half smokes. Like there is the part of the code, there was a lot that wasn't necessarily exhibited that reflected the DC metropolitan area because we did not have that many people from this area on the show. Now, the fact is that this is a transient area, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they come here, they go to Howard, they go to all these different universities and things of that nature, and they stay, or they just travel from around the country and stay. And they are very much part of this DC metro area. So like there's two sides to the coin. There are a lot of people who come here, they live here, they love it, they stay, they raise their families here, and they have every right to be on this Ready to Love DC show. Okay?
Yep.
Got nothing to say.
Got a lot of percolating conversations, by the way.
Yeah,
I didn't wear no New Balances. I've been here for 15 years. I'm in the heart of the city.
Hey, 993s, bro, they comfortable. I ain't gonna hold you, fam.
And see, that's the thing. So women from this area, we love a man in some New Balances. Like, we love that shit.
It ain't no immediate bad thing.
Yeah.
I think, if not the words in your mouth too, Libba, but it's like what you saying, the people whose families kept this city going when it was just a service city for the federal government. And they just kept it running.
Yeah.
That's the heart and soul of cultural DC. And now DC is it's been the past 30, 40 years, DC has transformed into a city where they actually have a real downtown, where they have restaurants. But people who are from here, they know the difference of it. And so if you respect that culture, that's DC.
Yeah, and Aisha, just to address what you're saying, like no one's taking away from the fact that the majority of the people are transplants, but what people from here, from the DC area, is saying is that they missed the fact that there was not a lot of the DC culture reflected. Like that's part of their pride in this city, and that's all that is. That's all that it is, and that doesn't mean that that's what this show is set up to be. But the fact is that they wanted to hear somebody from Prince. They want to hear PG County. They want to hear about, there was no go-go music. Nobody was dancing. Nobody. So that's part of what makes this particular area special. And none of that was reflected. So please understand, when people are frustrated, that's the part that they're missing. Just like if you go to New York, and you have one New Yorker, one person from the Bronx or Brooklyn, and everybody else is from Connecticut, they're from Chicago, they're from everything else. And, there's going to be a lot that's missing if you only have two people who are literally from New York. You don't have none of the boroughs represented. Like, no, that wouldn't be.
New York, Libba's 100% right. And I apologize for breaking you off, baby, because I love you. New York has 5 boroughs. DC has 5 quadrants. Northwest, Southeast, Northeast, Southwest, and PG County. And if you don't get that shit, some flavor in there somewhere, people who know DC are like, well, what the fuck is this? It's just a bunch of people from outside. New York, like, somebody from Queens, somebody from Brooklyn, somebody from Manhattan. Carrington got out, or did he drop
out?
No,
he's trying to call me out.
He'll probably come back in.
Okay.
It's just that they're feeling like there's something missing, and that's okay. It's fine. They're entitled to feel that way. But it does not diminish the fact that we've had people like Shawn. You've been here 15 years, and you are very much part of the DC area. Like this is home for you now, But it's a prideful thing for people to be from this DC metropolitan area, and that's all that is. That's all it is.
Georgia, like, what the hell are you claiming this Georgia shit? You new to this shit. You new to this process. Well, you're a carpetbagger. That's what we would say in the South. Also, what this girl just asked me? Never mind. Don't worry about it. Is Carrington coming in? He's flying in.
Yeah, right, and then you also have to remember. So, hey, Shelly Shell. So the other thing is that again, people from DC don't claim Prince George's County. They don't claim Montgomery County. They don't like the notion of DMV area. They claim DC. You ask people where you from. If they say you're from DC, you say what part. Then they'll say Northeast. They'll say Northwest, Southeast, Southwest. They don't say, you know, but for when you say you're from Maryland, they already know you're from PG County. You know what I mean? But again, a lot of people who live in Prince George's County, I know that people may not want to hear the history of this area, but shit, I'm from here. So like, I understand.
But people are complaining about the shit, so give it to them, Libba.
Yeah, so like a lot of people who live in Prince George's County, and if they're from this area, more than likely, just like my family, they have left DC to move into Maryland to be in the suburbs and to get out of the city, which in the 70s and 80s ended up being, y'all remember Chocolate City used to, here, it used to be murder capital. So understand.
It was a cocaine. It was a cocaine crack capital.
Right.
And
so that is part of why people feel so strongly the way that they do. I am from, my parents are from DC. I grew up in Prince George's County. I, you know, I'm a little bougie, but I'm still a little ratchet.
Yes.
So, yeah. And also, Aisha, that's not just for you. That is for other people who are listening or who are following along, because you're a little bit different. Like, you moved here for a reason. You moved here for the very reason of some of the things that I mentioned. It's a great area to, you know, to raise your kids. It's great for progression, all of that. So there's two sides to the coin, and I certainly understand it, but it's just for people to really understand this area. And people have been questioning, why DC? Well, shit, this is one of the best places to be for a person of color, honey. That's why.
It really is. For Black folks. I was watching a game at a bar, and there were 5 different types of black men there. At different economic status, different philosophies, different political affiliations. I said, this is the only city in America where I know that this could exist casually. 5 different types of black men. Yes.
And that's the other thing. You see so many brothers who came from the hood, like so many brothers who have really, and families who have made it out of the hoods, who used to be, you know, on the streets, or used to be in prison, or have family members in prison and things of that nature, but were able to get out of it. You know, they found a good old government job, you know? Yeah. So please understand, there's a lot of reasons in why people are proud to be in here, and why they're questioning, like, yo, we don't have no representation from DC. I was kicked off, so.
You were kicked off? Oh, no.
So I was kicked off, so I didn't get to represent. I didn't get to call Carrington, Alabama. I didn't get to call Corey, Alabama, nothing like that.
Damn.
I don't think you Alabama, Carrington. I'm just saying, like, y'all didn't hear the term Bama? I would have used it. That's for damn sure. Not with you, Carrington. I don't think you're a Bama, baby.
Look, man, I was born here. I was born at GW Hospital. You know, so both my parents were the dumb.
Damn, you keep going in and out. Close some of your apps.
Kids.
Carrington in the bunker.
Yeah. So, yeah. He said what?
Carrington in the
Yeah. So we got some questions. There were some questions. Are we ready for the reunion? There's questions about me modeling. There was questions about where I'm at in the relationship wise.
Go ahead and answer that. Where you at?
Answer these shits then. Answer these shits.
I'm
By the way,
single.
did someone mention Bama? Because
I'm single. I ain't got
We
nobody.
ain't talking about that goddamn Bama. That shit
I didn't have
like
to respond to
Look,
texts and shit.
stop
like
being a
Shawn
Bama and put that
Corey.
shit down.
Hey, Mike Nixon, you still there? Them Bamas got rocked. Them niggas got rocked.
Stop being a Bama.
Carry on, Tyrone.
Somebody
What
said
else we got?
Carrington got Boost Mobile. Y'all ain't right.
Right.
That is
Wi-Fi,
hilarious.
bro.
Are we ready for the reunion? I think we're gonna all be together, right, to do a watch party.
Oh no, darling, I have plans, but y'all have fun.
Whatever. I wouldn't say I modeled, but there used to be a little. There used to be a runway circuit in DC that me and a few of the fellas used to do. I guess we used to be, you know, man meat for all the fashion shows.
What kind of circuit market are you talking about?
Libba,
I'm telling you, we used to do the casting calls where they just needed dudes to take their shirt off and just walk on stage and walk back.
And all
That's
the
it.
women are like,
I wouldn't
like
say
a New
all
Edition
that,
concert.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's I think there's a picture of me at the Glenn Jackson hair show in my
Glenn
profile.
Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
asked what happened to his blonde hair. Well,
It's in my
Carrington did
profile.
that for Halloween, right?
Yeah, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a little bit left in there.
That's got to take forever to get the fuck out. Black hair is so different from white hair.
Yes, the
There's
Golden
more
Scissors
significance than there are
Awards.
anything else.
Yeah, I cut it off.
That picture.
You'll see it. You'll see it on the reunion. Cut it off real fresh with it, and then by now, as you can tell, it's
You drew it out.
Libba,
Yeah.
I saw someone say that they wish that you had survived longer because you dope as fuck. I saw that earlier.
I appreciate that, but let me tell you something. None of them, they were not for me. None of them Bamas was for me, girl. None of them Bamas was for me.
You would have a different plot line, but yeah, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't
Sure
there yet,
wasn't,
right,
Shawn.
Right, Libba? I wasn't
That's
there yet.
right. No,
Shawn's like,
Shawn,
I'm
honestly,
excusing
like, if you were
myself.
in the mixer, like, I definitely would have had interest in you. Absolutely.
I at least fought for you. I would have fought for you.
No, I wouldn't have fought
Girls
for
out
you.
of here. Get that girl out of here.
Libba now. Every day I got to prove my love.
Every day I got to prove my love.
Every day. Well, all my
Your
life
ass should have proved that at the mixer.
all my life I had to fight. That's Oprah Winfrey's network, so shit.
Blackout, don't start that shit.
Libba and Tyrone are like
Right.
Blanche and Dorothy from the Golden Girls. Them motherfuckers are not gonna get along, but they
Jesse, don't start that shit. Ain't no Libba and Shawn either, because he wants babies. I'm 85 years old. Ain't no more babies. We done.
Libba's not 85, she's 82, guys. It's
I
way
mean,
better than that.
Yo, how about we see Libba consoling again on the reunion previews? That's like Libba's. Libba's always there.
Libba had a hot towel.
A reunion,
Libba's
though,
always
Yeah,
there.
a hot towel for all the
You
women.
can see her in the previews.
let me just say this, because y'all over here stirring up shit. So
What?
here's the
Thank you,
thing.
Notorious Secret.
Yes. She
I
just
love my castmates. Do you hear me?
Yes, she does. I'm bigging you up.
I'm a big proponent of what we have here. So like, yeah, if somebody is upset, I'm going to, and especially if it's my boo, yeah, I'm gonna go console my friend. Absolutely.
Libba's be on it.
Yeah, I'm that friend to the end. So please understand. Yeah.
Carrington's video is messing up, but when she left, that left me and Carrington opportunity to talk next to each other. And I talked to him, and I said a comment that I would share.
Is there music?
Huh?
Somebody playing music?
It's Carrington.
Oh, okay.
But Carrington, you remember what I said? I don't know if you repeat it, but you remember what I said after Libba left, and then things started to get thick when it came to the reunion, mixing up. Yeah. Just want to know if you remember that. That's CMB, brother. We all we got. CMB.
No, I remember it. I'm not gonna. I'll let you tell the story, but
I don't want to go too far.
You're not about
to basically, someone said we won, and I looked at Carrington.
Hey,
Shawn.
Hey, Shawn.
Have another sip. Have another sip.
Shawn.
Have another.
I gotta
Have another sip.
Shawn.
Let it go.
I almost said it. They probably cut it out. We won't
Have
know
another
for 2
sip.
weeks.
Sean.
I looked
like I
at
said, I remember, but
you remember what I said.
Never.
You and me.
Yes,
So,
Lamont
folks,
did come to the reunion.
This quartet that hung out afterwards, and some people went their other ways. Some people did other things, but
Yeah, that's
this quartet,
right.
we did hang out afterwards.
Yeah, we did hang out afterwards.
Remember, Libba?
What you say?
We hung
Us
out.
four.
Went to the cigar line.
Remember?
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was right.
It was kind of
Reunion.
fun. That's what Tyrone said, that I was a boss at my place, but my place is closing up. But
Yeah. We went to 3-4 different places that night.
It turned out to be about 3 or 4 different.
Hey,
places.
Carrington, can you turn down that music? What you listening to? That sound like a juke joint.
The Gap Band, "You Are My High."
Why you listen to that Gap Band song? The Gap Band
Because
song.
they've been using it on the TikToky lately.
What about the Yearning for My Love? What about Yearning for My Love?
Yes, we did sign NDAs. That's why I'm trying to tell people to shut the hell up.
Libba be trying to be mother hen while she don't want to be nobody's mother anymore.
Ain't nobody trying to be mother hen, but I'm trying to look out for your ass. If you don't like it, that's on you.
These are not my words, Libba. These are not my words.
Look, I am a mother. Look, I'm a mother. I ain't trying to mother nobody damn else. Do you hear me? Fuck that. I'm good.
What is it?
Yo.
This is what happens when you're in beer.
Yeah, put that down. Go get you some water.
No, this is water
Yes.
with bread and alcohol. This is delightful. Shit. We still talking to no bear about this song.
It's getting late.
Thank you,
y'all.
Aggie.
It is. Ty's about to wind down.
What do we need to hear, Teresa? What would you like to hear?
Tyrone, can we hear from you? No, you need to talk because this is your. You sponsored this. Damn, it got quiet for 5 seconds.
That's good.
Right. I mean, I feel like they hear from me a lot. You know, I've been pretty active the last couple of weeks or so, right?
I'll ask you a question, man. I'll keep the focus on you.
Go ahead.
What made you say let's go back live again? Because we had a good conversation Sunday with you, me, Walt, and Libba jumped in on that one. But you said let's do it again.
I jumped in. Y'all invited me. Don't do that. I ain't say I want to join.
No. Come on, Libba. Come on, Libba. Don't do that.
They don't mean it.
Actually, it's a few reasons.
I grew up in Fort Washington, Maryland.
It's a few reasons.
Can you not tell that she grew up in Fort
Harlem?
No, somebody asked me a question.
There's a show on Twitch called Crypto Harlem, and Gemini Matt asked me to host the show 4 times because he was out, and I ended up liking it, and then I did one here, but I was like, you know, hey everybody, like this is, you know, I think I did something for Christmas, and then I did another live when I started going on the journeys, but then you know, I just started liking it, and even back in the day when I was trying to overcome anxiety, and it was because I realized that I was being too public with my life, and it just added more stress. But then I slowly but surely started being more public. I opened up my profile, so you know my profile's public, and it just removed a lot of the stress from me because I didn't have to think about, you know, every post, every tweet, every picture. I just was like, all right, world, this is me. You're gonna either accept it or not. But then last Friday, when they had the finale, everyone got to exhale, but I didn't because I was on travel in Boston.
You were in the air most of that time.
Yeah, I was on a plane. So the very next day, that Sunday, you know, that was my opportunity, you know, to come and thank everybody, you know, talk about the journey, because it was a lot. And then all y'all jumped on, and then 2 hours later, you know, we in it, and then I was like, shit.
You want to do it again?
Let's keep it going.
Yes.
Let's just see what we can do. And then, you know, the idea that came up to maybe do a sports podcast live, right? I already do, because someone asked what we do. I already do talks for my company for cybersecurity. So I got quite a few talks where I'm on there for hours. So in this environment, you know, I'm cool behind the camera, you know, at home, I'm good. In front of strangers, maybe not so much, but I'm all right. The cast loves the fame and love doing lives. Yeah, I like doing lives. I ain't getting that famous with 38 people in here. But it's cool.
Right. So that's so funny. People are like, ooh, everybody wants to see you're clout chasing. You know, you want to be famous. You want followers. That's not people's agendas. You know, Not at all. Like, I enjoy having
Thank you,
conversations
Attorney
with my castmates, and I also
Simone
enjoy
Redline.
interacting with people who follow us. So sometimes it's not
Yeah.
that serious. Sometimes it's just
And
like,
it's,
yeah.
yeah, and a lot of us been quarantined because it's Omarion out there.
Okay.
Mark,
And that's not how money works. That's not how money works.
Right.
So we need a lot of these, like
Yeah,
tens of
so I feel
thousands
like
of these.
I'm out almost.
We just
you
get
know?
started. We all in the house bored.
Right.
All these people, no, it's not snowed up here in DC. All these
Mhm.
people were eliminated before me, and I got eliminated before Tasia, and then they went to the cabin. So we were all eliminated before the cabin.
I am number one. Yes, I am number one. Woo! I wear that proud.
Libba did was eliminated soon as well.
Right.
Number
oh, and to be fair, I already had a following, guys, before I decided to join the show. So if you guys are thinking, followers or people who are new to me, I've kind of done this in the city for a minute. So if you're looking at my follower count or whatever it is, I didn't do this. I was really on my own grind and my own journey to figure it out. It just happened so that it doesn't hurt to be on television, whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. So, hey.
And for me, like, I came on the show. I'm a professor, honey. I'm a professor, and I'm a marketing. I ain't gonna say guru, but a professional. How about that?
But you're a professor.
I'm a professor, so I am not looking. I'm not an actor. I'm not an actress. I'm not, an author. I mean, I'm not any of those things. However, I will say, if people have opportunities that come their way because of the show, I'm all for it. Like, take advantage. But I came on here because I was really hoping to get closer to my true love. But or closer to a relative,
nice words
watching
for
the
us.
show
Thank
to my
you.
true love. So yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's what happened to me, Simone. Casting agent came to me.
And I applied. I didn't know. So before this, my Instagram was dead, honey. Like I was on hiatus for like 5 years. So I had like 300 followers. So, my shit was up.
People try to like get on some of the folks for being actors back in the day, assuming that
were they actors back in the day, or are they aspiring?
I guess that means that we were fake on the show.
But you know what? Here's what people don't understand. So they may see like there's a lot of actors and there are a lot of models or whatever, but a lot of those people can express themselves very well.
Yeah, they're out front anyway.
They're exactly.
Working.
They don't get shy by the camera or anything like that. So oftentimes they are gregarious, or they have great personalities. So just keep that in mind when you see that there are more actors or models or things of that nature. And then
did you get a script? Did they hand you a script, Libba?
Hell no,
Carrington?
they didn't handle. Yes.
Did you get a script?
So they told me at
the
end, when I was being eliminated, they told me to make that noise. They told me to be like, oh! They told me to do that.
Right. If there was a script, Sabrina would have knew how to respond in Korean.
Oh.
I'm joking.
Wait a minute, you just got
I'm not talking about.
She was like, she didn't recognize that damn dialect.
Yeah.
She said, "Is that Korean, Chinese, Vietnamese?"
Nah, she had an idea.
Cantonese? What is that?
Are we winding down?
What I'm saying is, we didn't read from no.
I was reached out to
Him and his goddamn props.
There was no scripts. It's entertainment because I feel like the producers know what the hell y'all want to bitch about. So they kept putting it out there for y'all.
They kept if the cameras weren't rolling, the mics still were.
Let me tell y'all what. There's so much more drama behind the damn scene that can ever possibly be in front of the cameras. And that is some real shit. Do you hear me? Y'all thinking that the drama is on camera. No, boo-boo-boo. The real entertainment is as soon as they say on ice.
We can't talk about it.
But honey, somebody need to write a book. Shit.
I
Yeah, I had no idea.
And I know the lawyer's gonna come at me, but I'm not saying anything. But when Carrington's on camera, it's electric because when his ass thought he was offline, he was online. If that becomes the whole thing, just watch. Just shut up and watch. just enjoy that shit. I was in the back looking for my flask because they didn't give a shit to drink.
Hey, Shawn.
Everything. I'm like, wait, what he said? What?
Let's put a pin in this and talk about this shit after.
Shawn.
Hey,
another sip.
What? He said what?
Take another sip, nigga.
Oh, let me sit my ass down and drink this apple juice since I can't come back and talk about this shit.
It
may change. It may be different Friday.
It's gonna be so entertaining, yo. But they definitely got me. It was unexpected. I think they wanted a real reaction, and hey,
real quick. Hey, look, were you on stage when that happened?
I was sitting right beside that MFer. Yeah.
Everybody like me, I'm like,
we're spilling tea, but you don't know where we're.
Meanwhile, I'm like, it don't mean shit to me.
But for real, hey, Nat, how you doing, baby? But dead serious, there's a moment with one of the people here, that motherfucker, Carrington, where he says something.
Shawn.
And first of all, Libba's like, why y'all
gonna listen?
Shit? This shit ain't got shit to do with me. But
we already know. Every 4 minutes, Shawn gonna push the envelope.
I'll push it.
That's
what's gonna happen. That's what he's doing.
I read my law books today.
So here's the thing, you guys. The reunion, we don't know. First of all, with every episode, we never know what's going to be aired.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's going to make the cut for the reunion.
But we know that's making a cut.
Or anything, right? Well,
that shit showing up making the cut. We know that.
Simone, we can't spill shit. Yes, sis. You ain't getting us in trouble. Everybody damn recording this shit. No, ma'am.
Hell no, Simone.
No, you already know it, Turn. We ain't doing that.
Y'all think those simple ass questions gonna get us in trouble? No.
Simone trying
to set us up. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Simone act like she ain't never been on the show before. You know what the fuck this is, Simone. You know what this shit is.
Girl, that's why I'm telling Shawn, like, Shawn, cut the shit. Come on now.
Hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm just walking up to that. I'm Vladimir. Am I gonna invade Ukraine? I don't know. Maybe, perhaps. Think about it.
Y'all ain't setting me up. I already got too many damn phone calls as it is. So no, I don't need no more.
Yeah, you got all the phone calls. It's so funny that you got all the phone calls.
Exactly, Simone. Exactly. Wait till you get your final.
Yeah.
And who knows when the hell that'll be.
Yeah, wait till you get your
see?
All $3.50.
See? Hey, I ain't saying it.
Y'all out here wilding, bro.
This is what the show doesn't show you.
Thank you.
This is how I got on the
well, after paying attention, I am not here. I am not a willing participant.
Yo, so I saw a comment saying that we broke a record tonight because nobody has ever seen more than 2 people from a cast do a live.
Word?
Oh, word.
No, I've seen that. They've been doing. Libba has been doing that all the time.
But
no, I'm saying
we've been on for
aside from
4 hours and 30 minutes now, right, Tyrone?
No, I'm saying
somebody hit up Guinness Book of World Record.
Aside from our season, has any other seasons done lives?
No, because people don't like our season, but we're more engaging. But people like their season, but they're not engaging as.
They're like, this is the worst season ever.
It's a trade-off, right? Like. We're more interesting to follow and talk to as people, but as shows and entertainment goes, it's like, boy, this is at the bottom. But everybody else who's more entertaining and more satisfying as a regular story arc, they don't like each other like we do.
Yeah,
well, we don't know that. So that's
we don't know. You're right, Libba.
We don't know that.
That was editorial.
From the first time they saw our pictures,
that's correct.
They started shitting on us.
They did start shitting on. They started bird dropping. They started bird dropping.
They started shitting on.
Well, I understand.
You're not understand, Libba.
Let me just say why. The photography for our pictures, our promos was awful. Like,
yeah, we keeping up with the questions. Alicia, my bad.
Our pictures were sponsored by Vaseline. Everything was greasy as fuck.
We're on the newest
season,
season 4, right? Season 5.
Yeah.
They didn't even
season
use
4.
season
4. First season pilot.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tyrone. Go ahead, Tyrone. I'm sorry.
Nah. So we got a complaint saying that we're not addressing the questions.
All right. Well, give us the
so
questions.
Just making sure we get the questions.
I got 10 more minutes to me. Giggity. That's what she said. And
Carrington was the finest one on the show.
Somebody said you were the finest brother on the season, Carrington.
Hey, I'm about to take a snippet from one of the old Martin shows. Respect the host. Come and say hello first. Right. And then say some shit about Carrington. Respect the host.
You know, Carrington was the finest one. Tell your uncle that this is not the place for that. All right.
Somebody asked how many cameras are on you at any given time. I mean, like.
Don't say that. We can't answer that.
7, 8. How? It's a lot of cameras.
We can't answer that.
At the pool party for me.
We cannot answer that, right?
Oh, sorry. A lot.
A lot. It was
multiple.
Tyrone looks good, says Teresa Williams Properties.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simone.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Why is that what you're talking about? When
the host.
Got the same damn compliment.
No, I'm just
funny. I'm sorry. I stopped watching after she left.
A lot of our castmates have a great sense of humor.
22.
Yeah.
She was funny. Yeah, girl. Yeah.
We have a lot of people who have great sense of humor. I'm sorry.
No, you fine. Nat Dimple says Shawn looks good, so I thought I would say that.
Shit, where the
name? And he kind of looks like him too. His name was Keith something. The singer that was on the who can help me out? There was a singer on the Martin show. Keith. Gina used to date him. Yeah.
Kissing You with Shantae. Kissing You. Keith Washington.
Yeah. So that's what the quote was from. That episode. When Keith came on Martin's show.
I think he's used. Is it him or is it Brian McKnight during the wedding, the engagement question?
Brian McKnight.
It was Brian McKnight's engagement. Keith Washington was used for the we go together and live together. Gina.
He was like,
hold on, y'all. Gina. So AJ, you were asking, was the taping of the show expected? What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate?
Shawn, what am I drinking? I'm drinking
Are you happy now? Damn.
Who's your cousin? Tyler's your
cousin? I got a question.
Yeah, they was on earlier. Good night, y'all.
I didn't feel funny at all. I felt sad for her. No comment.
AJ, I asked, question for all, was the taping how y'all expected?
Hell no.
Like how
you know how many times I'm pretty sure there were moments where I looked like a halfway normal human being and not looking crazy, but apparently.
Initially, for me, it was. Initially, the taping was weird to me. It was just weird, because they don't give you a lot of direction. It's like you go, all right, you go in the backyard or you go in the scene, and then it's just go,
You were not, right, Libba?
Oh, babyface.
I know. I was like helicoptered in. Me and Sydney, we were not given any prep. What just in general, fellas, were y'all? And I saw your question, Desi. I'm going to get to that in a second. I saw it, but. Did y'all just feel like there were no rhyme or reason or rules that y'all were just brought in and you just make a mingle? It was just a lab experiment.
It felt like a Royal Rumble.
Carrington.
It felt like a Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
What you think, Carrington? You mighty quiet.
Look, man, I signed my NDA just like the rest of you.
Yeah. it felt just like a Royal Rumble where there's people in the ring.
Carrington's my dude. I love
it. Every 2 minutes, they add another person to the ring.
It was a unique experience because I've been on camera before, but something more scripted, you know?
Yeah.
It was kind of like, it was more about reactions. What were your reactions to this? Or, you know, if you were asked this kind of question, what was it? And I think it was more so for the audience. So there was a lot of interaction that may have happened, but it may not have been something that the viewers wanted to see, right? So if we were all on the show acting up, let's say on some things that happened, you know, on the show that you have seen earlier on, that would change the storyline and how and possibly who may have been eliminated or who may not have been. You know what I'm saying? So like I think we approached it more on. I feel like DC has this. We're professional at the same time.
It's business,
so we kind of have to move in a certain way, and I think that's how everyone was, regardless of how our personalities were. Like, one, we represent something or someone. So like, you can't just be out here wilding on television. We have a little bit more to lose than maybe other seasons. I don't know that for a fact, but I can just tell you how DC moves, right? So if I have a government job, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm acting a fool on the show, that can actually affect me.
I'm a professor. There's no way that I was going to be on TV acting a fool.
Right, and I made it clear that I didn't want to be acting all wild, crazy, arguing with people. That just wasn't my MO. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to sell out for ratings, you know, whatsoever. So that was me. I didn't want to be a character just to be a character, and that's my own personal take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, when I'm watching things and you see me, I guess, quote unquote, be calculated, it's because, like, you know, I didn't want there to be, you know, adverse, you know, effects on my life. I still have to live here after this show.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the biggest takes from being there. I wanted to have a good time. Honestly, if you gave me a little bit of drink, you know what I'm saying, and you played a little bit of music,
we already know, Carrington.
Had me in true form, and it was the most entertaining thing ever. But, you know, when you're filming, there are some technicalities that you can't do, because let's say they're playing music, you can't hear audio. You know what I mean? So like, there's a lot of factors into someone being themselves. And unfortunately for me, music is definitely a vibe. You could have played some music, some live music type of situations. You would have saw me
a little bit of go-go. I would have been straight.
You know, something.
Well, I knew that it was, I can't say it was bullshit, but I knew that there was something smelly when at the pool party after party. No, this is me. It's okay.
This must be the 4-minute mark again. Is it the 4-minute mark again?
When we're dancing and there's no music to dance to. That's production. You know. Sorry, guys. I'll say that.
Yeah, I love me some Chuck Brown Backyard Rare Essence.
There was right. No music. We gotta act like Chuck Brown playing back there. They gotta shut off the
What is this? We weren't being real because you were scared of the repercussions?
No. I don't think anyone on this board were worried about that. I don't think. I think also as well, what Carrington is saying is like, even if you don't think we were DC folk, as DC professional, because everybody on this cast is DC professional, we were not just gonna go there unless that was absolutely us. Whatever there is for Love and Hip Hop, for Real Housewives, X, Y, and Z, for whatever your reality show decorum is, we weren't going to stretch that envelope unless that was.
Yeah, you got to speak for yourself.
Well, all right, fair. But I think for many of the fellas, we're like, we trying to like wake up in the morning and still have a client base. We're still trying to do X, Y, and Z. And I think it's fair what Libba said when she interjected. It's very fair because some of those people, on whatever side of the ledger it is, it's like jokers went for it. And I don't even know what it is, but they did something that I didn't do. And I'm on TV on a regular basis, and I didn't do that shit. So, whatever. Demeter Joe, I appreciate the UJA video because, you know, go dog.
So there's a question. Someone said, I've never understood why anyone would want to be on reality TV. Why did you choose to do the show? So I will speak for myself. I really enjoyed watching the show, the franchise, and I always thought that if they came to me and I was single, that I would apply. It was simple as that because I loved the show, and I also felt like they do psychological test on us, you know. So I was like, yo, they about to weed out all the folks with, you know, serious issues. And so I really felt like this was my opportunity to find my potential love. That is the reason why. Now, I may have been a little naive in that thinking, but I really do love being from this DC area. And so I wanted to represent the area. And that's my simple answer. That's it.
No, that's 100% Libba. You're exactly right. I literally said every time I had interviews, well, I've been doing this shit on my own for the 13, 14 years I've been here. Why not use a national apparatus that's going to scrub these women to be in my pool, and I have an opportunity to date them? Why not use you guys? Talking about why am I single? Why did I get on the show? Because y'all motherfuckers show up acting like you're doing this damn super scrubbing process. Whether you scrubbed or not, I'm trusting you. That's why I got on here. I don't sign up. Joe and Julia Durham's son did not sign up for bullshit. I'm not saying I got bullshit, but I am saying I did not get the scrubbing that I wanted. And I'll just leave it at that.
Tyrone, why you join the show?
Honestly, I felt it was it's a rare opportunity, first of all, right?
Yeah, it is.
To be a part of something where less than 1% of the world has that opportunity. The second thing was, and I know it's going to probably sound corny, but, you know, living out in this area for so long, like you're used to a certain lifestyle. You're used to doing things. You're used to the streets, so they say, right? But I saw it as an opportunity to kind of switch it up and make it, I guess, cool to, you know, not be out there bagging, but to be respectful towards Black women and to try to have a queen. And that way, you know, we can start competing about building up our queens.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to seeing who could get the most chicks. So I tried to carry myself in a respectable way that my family could be proud and see a different side of me, because my family's not used to seeing me, you know, locked in like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What about you, Carrington?
I did the show for one main reason. Others were it didn't hurt, you know. But it was more so for me I hadn't practiced dating. I was coming off the pandemic, and this provided a safe environment because of all the testing and things that we had to do. And I'm already used to being in somewhat of the limelight, you know, from being a host or being in front of people all the time. So it didn't really sway me in that direction. But, you know, if you're going to tell me that you can find 10 beautiful women that are successful in the area as it was pitched to me, and you know, if we're going to pit it against you and date them openly, my whole premise was I'm going to not go for what I normally would do. I'm just going to really try to listen, really try to understand, trying to you saw me work through what I might not have done in my previous years, and in order to improve and become a better individual on the show. And I was like, why not put that on for someone else? Because someone else may be going through it, and I'm not scared of whatever backlash that may come from it, because I made peace with whatever it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was more of a growth opportunity for me. I wish I had an opportunity to recognize what happened, what was happening, so that I could have been there a little bit longer, because I really wanted to be a part of the process. But that's initially why I did it. I was like, let me find my person. Mm-hmm. This is the first time in my life that I'm not attached to anyone, you know, whether they can claim me, have a girlfriend, whatever it was. And so I was like, this is the best opportunity for me right now. And I took it. It's like Ty said, it was a rare opportunity. And it doesn't hurt to be on national television. especially when you're in a marketing and branding space that I've been in. So it just wasn't I felt like it was a win-win.
Right. And on top of that, like, I was willing to take a chance. Like, you know what? This sounds crazy, but shoot, F it. You only live once, right? So let me go ahead and try this. You know, I don't know if anyone else felt that way, but I definitely was like, I'm going to give it a shot. Why not?
Mm-hmm. And that love thing was the last thing I needed to figure out. And
all right, so
I figured it out.
I was not the first off. No.
We do have a question about other castmates, whether we want to answer it or not. Walter seems to like 20 to 29-year-olds. Did you all see that while you were on the show? Can you respond to his affinity for younger women? Now, I'm going to editorialize here at the end of the question. This is a man who has stated that he wants children. So that would be an age group that he would seem to gravitate towards. But you're absolutely making sense, because there's Mumin and there's Sabrina. And that's all I can say about that. It's out the floor now.
I mean, we're not judging by the 10 people that was on the show, right? You're just asking the question.
They're asking, like, because we socialize a lot, have we witnessed people?
Right.
In all honesty,
I can't speak to what Walter is.
I've never seen Walter chase anyone.
And I would say that people, we get approached, period. It's not as if, so when we're out, we're all together, we're enjoying one another. We're not witnessing people, hooking up with other folks. It's just that we're all together, we're partying, we're hanging. And, so I haven't necessarily been privy to that. I think that I've seen women flirt with all the men here, but at the same time, I didn't see a pattern of anything, and we partied quite a few times together, but we've been just partying with one another, to be honest with you. So, yeah.
I think it's just a simple narrative that people see something and they want to make, okay, that's the simplest way to connect the dot.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that goes on production-wise and these connection-wise. Like, even remember, like, we didn't see the Walter Sabrina connection until I got eliminated. So don't just start embellishing things just because you saw something on TV. There were way more things that happened offline, because these are real people. And just because TV decided to cut some things to tell what they think is a cohesive story, Walter and Sabrina have a story that they can tell you, but they're not going to tell you because they're real people and it's very personal. And I just know this much about Walter. He wants children. Like, I want children. And so I'm going to defend any man who says what he wants. So just because you date a younger woman, well, who else is going to produce children? You're going to date 45, 46, 55, 56 women, unless they're devoted a certain way. So I'm going to defend that as far as, like, chill a little bit. That's my personal opinion. So what you see may not be the whole picture and the whole scope of that. That's all I can say about it. And no, I'm not drunk because I just drink beer, and I had to flip this upside down, though. This is terrible because I have to.
In my mind, from what I saw, it was always going to be Walter and Sabrina.
Me too. Like, when I was at the mixer,
The first mixer?
wait, when you see people together, you see different dynamics. Like, I was like, oh yeah, they go together. Like, they look really good together. He is looking in her eyes, and she's like, you can detect the chemistry.
Yeah,
that was
no matter how
between
much
them.
they try to fight it, it was.
Yeah.
Do you all see the contrast as far as their chemistry compared to Mumin and Walter?
I was already gone, so no, I didn't see it.
I was not there.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
I didn't
see
see it. Can't speak.
What about you, Tyrone?
I was gone. I didn't see it. So a lot of the things I'm seeing for the first time, because remember, like on the show, like a lot of the guys really didn't like keep up with the guys.
But the
You know what I mean?
did.
Until afterwards. And then once I got voted off, I was like, I'm done. Good. I don't, let me go focus on life again. You know what I mean?
Yo,
So,
Tyrone, we should mention real
yeah.
quick to Libba and to Carrington what we think should be like at least adjustments for that first 2 episodes. The first episode, no one gets eliminated. That's ridiculous. The first episode, we're genuinely trying to make love connections, then no one gets eliminated. I threw in, I don't know if Tyrone agreed, but I said, like, you know what I do? I host speed dating events. Why can't the cast have speed dating at least while they mix and mingle each other and hold off eliminations till the second episode? And then even after the second episode, after people are eliminated, everybody has to say who they like initially. Give their first 2 or 3 choices from their initial part of the journey. And they get all those names thrown into a hopper, and they date completely opposite people the next episode. Just actually give us some spice, give us some juice to say, all right, are people really being open-minded? Are they really about this thing? What do you guys think about that real quick? That stuff.
You want me to go first, Carrington, or are you going?
Oh, go ahead.
So I definitely feel like the first episode or the mixer is not enough. Just because of just remembering how chaotic it was. You know, my experience, I didn't have the chance to have one-on-ones with a lot of the men. You know, like I didn't talk to Walter at all. I didn't talk to Frank, like maybe about 4 of the guys I didn't have one-on-one connections with. So I do like the idea of them extending time. Like I would imagine that it would be nice to see like the brunch, you know, and then from there you can get an idea of there's some connections to see like that, and those natural connections. I think that would be helpful. The speed dating component, I don't know. I mean, it's almost kind of like speed dating as it is. If it was a little bit more organized.
The timing.
That's the point.
Yes, but not speed dating. I wouldn't put speed dating on it. I would just say if it was a bit more organized, where they can help set it up so that people could meet one another. Excuse me. Hold on. Speed dating to me. Wait, hold on. Speed dating to me kind of implies that you got 10 minutes to talk to this person and ding, next. Like, nah, I don't think that that's the type of environment that this is. I just feel like they should organize it a bit more so that each person can meet, you know, their potential mate. So
have an equal amount of time with everyone before, you know, you have a deliberation. Yeah. You know, because I'm sure probably that first night, you know, you probably maxed out at 2 minutes with one person, you know, and then 30 minutes with another person.
Right. Good night, Teresa.
But it could be because another person was preoccupied. It's not like I didn't want to talk to them. It's just I didn't want to be ignorant and jump in the middle of somebody's conversation.
Yeah.
Jake and Honey 8 said Corey would have still planned 8 dates in 36 hours.
Maybe.
All right.
Probably.
I mean, he's the king of dates, so.
I mean, if that was what his premise was and how he went about going on dates, let's say he's used to going on one date with one woman. Well, he thought about it more you know, well, I got 10 women now, so I can figure something out, you know, make it happen. Good night, AJ. Good night, everybody. But my biggest thing was that if we were it would have been nice to have 2 different instances and then have people eliminated, you know what I'm saying, where you felt like you got a sense of that. It all came down to structure and how everything was kind of to the cast. If we had some semblance of structure, like how we were supposed to move here, like, hey guys, this is the mixer, this is what we want you guys to do, just so that we know like what's happening. I think it was almost entrepreneurial on how you wanted to move on your own. And they wanted that natural progression of how you chose to move, because I didn't even know that, you know, that I had to make a solid connection right off the bat before I was going to eliminate. I talked to everyone to understand kind of where they were coming from, you know, what's their experiences, X, Y, and Z, and I feel like I did a good job at it. And I felt like I was behind the curve when it came to the mixer, changing numbers, they're kind of getting more interpersonal, you know, and things of that nature. And I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna go on dates first, before we get a chance to have, you know, that meaningful connection.
Yo, it's getting late, yo.
It's late. It's getting late. What was that? Poetry?
Mm-hmm.
It's getting late. Let's reconvene.
I think the 4 you represented how people actually date, says Robert Granger III.
Libba, if you
Huh?
Libba, you want to pick it up on your live?
No, I'm good. I got places to go. I have things that I need to prepare for. So,
But Libba's always camera ready. Even when she drops it, she is camera ready. She is like, you ain't gonna catch me in a hairnet and a robe.
I mean, but I look good in a hairnet and a robe too. Don't get that shit twisted.
She looks good in a hairnet and a robe. Don't ask me how I know. I'm just
hold on. What are you saying, Alicia, after the reunion?
Bye, bye, Melinda.
Melinda Nola. After the reunion, the reunion ends officially next Friday. Good night, y'all. Thank you, Monique. Anybody want to buy a book? DM me. Find me at James.
Is Carrington coming back? Yeah.
The book is right there. It's awesome. It's great. It's broke, and all that stuff. This has been fun though, Ty. Your ass need to get off this shit. Hey, that's Carrington again. Because Carrington's like, no.
Look, I'm about to go to sleep, man. It was nice talking to y'all. My phone.
Yeah, you got some
stuff. So
bye, Carrington.
you got some final words for the people, Carrington?
Definitely pick this up another time. Y'all enjoy the reunion Friday. We'll have the reunion next Friday as well for the conclusion of it. But I'm neutral to everybody. I love the energy that I've met personally with everybody. Some people went to my all-white party. Some people have hung out with me in different instances, whether it was Halloween.
I didn't know about it.
In general. You know what I'm saying? I think things are different for various different reasons, and I'm sure we can understand why. But it doesn't take anything less away from y'all, because my connections to each one of y'all have been dope.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Support has been back and forth between us. Like, I'm with it. Y'all enjoy. Stay up, stay beautiful, stay black. You feel me?
Yeah.
All right.
We love you. Love you, boy.
All right.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
And then there was 3. Well, I'm about to pack.
It's 3, 2, 1. Where you going? You talking about packing?
I'm out. I got things to do.
Where you going?
I mean, you know.
You're not going to Rehoboth, are you?
Hell to the no. No. I have some miles that I need to go ahead and accumulate. So
She's going across some water, Ty. She's going across some water.
No. I wish I was going across.
You going to Ghana too?
Huh?
You going to Ghana too?
Yeah, I would love to go to Ghana. Thank you for following me, Stella girl.
Stella!
All right, y'all. Well, look, I'm about to hang it on up. Thank you for allowing me to join or inviting me. Good night, Freely21. You're always so much fun. Thank you for support. Eat fresh.
I'm not gonna answer that question.
All right.
Answer that question.
Y'all have a good night, y'all.
Good night,
All right.
Good night,
love y'all.
Fans. We'll see y'all Friday, I reckon.